Hello, I am Gregory the Poor Typist, and welcome to another edition of Typewriter Club Live. And it is January 30th, so I'm asking attendees or members to share 30 facts about yourself. So yeah, this will hopefully be interesting. I have some weird lighting going on right now, but we do have a few people waiting in the wings, so I'm going to let them in. And while they're getting situated, I do have a few announcements. First of all, I want to remind everyone that TypePals at typepals.com is and always will be free. So feel free to sign up there, typepals.com. If you're interested in my fountain pen and stationery content, that has been moved over to Pensane. So you can search for Pensane on YouTube, or just go to pensane.com, pensane.com. And the last thing is the podcast is happening. So I'm asking people to participate. You can go to podinbox.com/typepals. And there's a couple of different options of how you can participate, or you could do both. So yeah. Anyway, those are out of the way. So, Ken, how are you doing?
Oh, doing well.
Excellent, excellent.
Pursuing a Hermes 3000 script. I'm not sure if it's still available, but it's up the road about 2 hours. So I might be making a road trip.
Oh, wow.
So the only script one I've been able to find, maybe. We'll see what happens.
Oh, okay, okay.
I went to Windows 11, so I'm pulling what hair I used to have out. It broke a lot of my Zotero links. I don't know if you've been a librarian, you might know what Zotero reference software is, but
Oh, okay. Yeah.
We just lost my video.
Yeah, it's frozen. Oh, there we go. You're back.
Anyway, that's it.
Okay, yeah, that's it. That's exciting, and not the Windows 11 part, but but the Hermes 3000. I almost said Hermes 11. But yeah, good luck on that, and I hope it works out for you. So you'll have to let us know. Definitely. Yeah. And I see Anthony Murphy hard at work.
Hello,
How are
there.
you?
Hi, Gregory. Hello, everyone. A slightly different camera angle this week on account of the fact that I'm showing off the Adler special that I promised I would come back and talk about.
Nice.
It landed on the desk. What day is today? Sunday. Tuesday. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And how is it?
It's pretty nice. Yeah, it's it's good. I mean, it's not without its little idiosyncrasies and little flaws. It's not perfect. But there were some issues with it. One thing that the restorer hadn't seen was that, I'll just try and give you a slightly closer look at it if possible. One thing that he hadn't seen was on the, it's a basket shift.
Yeah.
The carriage is very heavy, so thank God it's not carriage shift. But the adjustments for the caps, there's washers on top of the nuts. They're like, I don't know if they're plastic or rubber, and they're somewhat degraded. So initially the caps were aligned, but I felt after just a little bit of use, the capitals were not sitting on the baseline with the lowercase text. Oh. So I had to, now he showed me how to adjust them and I did all the adjustments myself, but I have a feeling those, I can't show you them right now, but those washers are kind of becoming perished and are going to need to be replaced. Aside from that, there is still some grime deep in the mechanism. I mean, the type slugs were all cleaned up nicely. It's a little bit spongy still. I mean, it's getting better with use, but it's a little bit, it's not just as, it's not just as lively as the SM4, but it's coming to life again. It look, it's obvious that it had been laying up for a long time. There's a huge amount of dust on it. So part of the enjoyment of the process for me is to engage with, you know, a little bit of restoration and, you know, getting into its innards and learning the stuff that so many of your followers seem to kind of know a lot about, which is brilliant. You know, it's just a little bit of learning, a little bit of typewriter restoration, giving it a little bit of TLC and bringing it back into daily use, hopefully, you know.
Exactly. And with typewriters, some of the things will work themselves out just from use. Like if you give it regular use, some of those things are going to work themselves out. Of course, other issues might arise, but you know, that's typewriters. So
yeah, one thing that I like about it, I'll show you a close-up. I'll just take the camera off the tripod. I have to be careful doing this. One of the things I really like about it, it's got a lovely solid print.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
That's Imperial or Congress.
Now you can see there the O, and this is an issue. TH. Any word with TH, sometimes it's missing the H and inserting a space. Now I think that's to do with my typing, you know, rather than a particular issue with the machine. Because if I strike T and H, you know, with the left forefinger on the T and the right forefinger on the H really quickly, I can do a full line of them without missing.
Yeah.
So I think that's got more to do with it just requires a slightly different typing process. Is that the right word?
Technique.
Technique, sorry, that's the one. A slightly different technique than what I'm used to with the SM4. So that's an issue. But like you can see the O was very lightly touched, but generally, even with the heavier and the lighter touch, it seems to create a more even print, which is lovely. It's got a more sort of compact typeface than the SM4. Yeah, and then I mean, just visually, I mean, it's a stunning piece of work.
Oh yeah, that's amazing.
I just think it's a very neat combination, you know.
Yes.
Very happy so far, and happy to be able to give it some use. Like it's solid. I mean, even the carriage is very heavy and solid compared to the. I only have the SM4 to compare it with. You know, it feels, because it's a standard machine, it feels you feel every bit of the weight that's in it. You know, this is a monster. This is obviously designed to last for generations. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, look, hopefully, as I say, we've gotten into its innards this week. I've been doing some cleaning with it. And,
good.
Yeah, some of the keys that weren't responsive, for instance, the asterisk key, some of the fractions over this side, which obviously never get any use, they were very lazy to come back. They were just getting completely stuck, but didn't take long to free them up. So
good.
Yeah, very enjoyable, I have to say.
That is fantastic. Excellent.
And the brother is getting some use in the background because I've been writing a book on that. I've written 140 pages so far, which is about 63,000 words. So it's
wow, that's great.
Yeah.
Excellent. And anything else new with you?
My dog had to have emergency surgery on Wednesday.
Oh no.
Well, one of my dogs, the older dog, Saskia, she's 10. She's a husky. She wasn't eating and she was peeing in the house and she was just moping around. So she needed an emergency. She needed to get her womb removed basically because it was infected. So, thankfully she's back and she's in good form. She's eating and drinking and, you know.
Oh, excellent. Back
to form, but that's to be expected. So
yeah,
a lot better than a human, I think, in the same state would do. You know, dogs.
I know, right?
Bring back into action as if nothing happened, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a dog lover, so that I feel it. Definitely. All right, well, thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you again.
Glad to be back.
And of course, it's good to see Ken as well.
Hello to Ken.
Yeah. Let's see. Brian has us on a tiny little portable TV, it looks like.
What?
Oh,
Brian
Brian
Good.
Good. Sorry,
I'm
I
there.
forgot.
Hi.
There's two Brians here. Brian Good has us on a tiny little TV.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
My signal path is kind of esoteric today.
Yeah. Oh, that is funny. I like it though.
Thank you. Yes, I like it too.
Yeah.
Yeah, your hair looks good, Brian, from what
Thank
we
you.
can see on that small
I
screen.
know from what we can see.
It's not like you need to see me any better to make this.
No, we know you from your voice. You're good.
I like
Yeah.
the typewriter that's propping it up.
Well,
Nice
I
I
little
have one that's
typewriter
about
there.
that size.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So anything new with you, Brian?
no, not really. I was doing some maintenance on some machines the other day, so I've got more things that actually type correctly.
Oh,
And that's
good.
Yeah, so I worked on my torpedo and a bunch of stuff. So it's just getting everything up to standard, so everything writes correctly.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah,
Excellent.
nothing major.
Okay. Well, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
And let's see. Sean, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. Thank you, Gregory. Yeah, it's another Sunday. Happy to be here.
Excellent.
Lots of new in the last week here. And, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but I have once in a while, when you follow your gut instinct, good things happen. And we don't probably follow our gut instincts enough, whether it's your personal safety or just stuff you do and passions and all that. But I had a really good typewriter gut instinct. I'm not on Facebook, so I use my wife's Facebook once in a while and get onto the marketplace and found a typewriter table. So one of the Tiffany stand typewriter tables with sort of the hoof feet, and the little pedal that lowers and raises the table, and it's got a nice side thing. It was awesome. So I texted the lady. I said, "Hey, can I buy this?" She said, "Sure, come on over." And I thought, for some reason, before I left, I thought I better type a letter and say thank you, and then include my little business card, my typewriter business card in there. And as soon as I got home after picking up the table, she said, "Oh, actually, if you collect typewriters, I got 10 typewriters that I need."
Oh my goodness.
And I went, yes. Yeah, that was good. So follow your gut instinct. So one of them, I got this 63 Remington 11
Nice.
in jade green. And it's funny because I forget the chap last week, he usually shows the Oliver, but he had that yellow Remington, the bigger one, the full size standard. And
Peter.
yes, Peter, thank you. I'm sorry, Peter. And so that yellow is called Sun Glow, from the original factory names, because I like the original factory names. So anyway, I thought, well, that's great. I like the green. I like the jade color. So I got that. And man, I don't have a lot of good things to say about Remington post-war. I like pre-war Remingtons, but these things just look good and they freaking type like they're beasts. So I got that, and I got a green on green Corona 4, which had a floppy spool. The one side attaches to the bottom of the carriage when it raises, and it was loose. So I've been repairing and restoring that, and got another Corona 4 from the US, a maroon on maroon. Yeah, it's just sort of been little crazy lately. But yeah, anyway, it's good. So this is sort of getting the bugs out of this guy here. Got no padding, all the rubber's gone now on the space bar. And so it's really loud and clunky, but this is so sensitive that when you try to put some rubber spacers in here, if it's not thin enough, you start getting skipping of the carriage, because it's not allowing the full travel for the escapement to get the carriage to move. So I've been fiddling with different sizes of rubber, and I'm got to figure out something else now to get this to work so it's not so clunky when I type. But otherwise, yeah, it's nice and dark, and yeah, I feel bad about saying what I say about Remington's post-war, but this is pretty darn good.
Yeah.
The two tones again, it's lovely, isn't it?
Yeah, I definitely like, I'm a color guy. I've definitely gravitated towards all the different color series. I know that's not the correct term, the series of colors that each company provided. And Remington was super slow to that game. Like Royal was ahead of the curve, like in the 50s, right? With their 55, 6, 7s, 8, all the colors of the Quiet Deluxes, and then the FPs. And then Remington, really didn't get into it till 1960 with their colors. So yeah, hey, better late than never, I guess. At least it's another thing to try out. Yeah, I love colors. Makes typewriters fun.
How does it
Exactly.
type?
Really good. I mean, it's thankfully it's an elite machine, which is nice because usually when I get a really nice dark imprint, it's Pika, and Pika's fine, but I like elite better. So yeah, anyway, it types really well. It was dirty before I even cleaned it, and it had no problems. Remington's just chugged through all the dirt. They chug through all the crap. Which is probably, I'm always thinking, man, I'm probably digging more dirt into there, like deep into there as I'm typing. But oh well, sometimes you're just too excited and you want to just type. So yeah,
Excellent.
that's it.
Very cool. And let's see here. Diane, how are you doing?
Well, I'm
Uh-oh.
okay. Other things are not going so good.
Oh,
I wonder where I set my phone. I will have to go find it shortly because in case I get a text or a phone call,
no.
which means I have to up and run, even though I'm not dressed for outside, but I would up and run as is.
Yeah.
It's not that cold outside, but yeah, I'm wearing shorts.
Yeah.
So aside from that, I'm okay.
Yeah.
I'm messing with one of my SG1s here. It's been sitting around unused for a long time, and I finally got a new whatever that thing is called. It's not for this specific model, but this was missing on here and it really bugged the crap out of me, and somebody was
Yeah.
parting out an SG1. Do you have one of these? Sure. I just got it on. It's like I didn't this piece is not appropriate because of my my paper bale is not round, and I believe that this came off of something that clearly was round, a later model, like maybe the one that's behind me. So I don't need that, but in trying to get some of the dirt out, mystery spring.
Oh no.
Well, I don't know what, I'm looking around in here and it's like, yeah, I see a place where a spring could be, but then I look on my other machine and there's nothing there, on that one. So it's like, okay, I'll have to look on one of my others and see if there is something there to where it might go. Or if it's a case of one of the others that's here came off at some point and somebody just said, screw it, I'll put a new one in and I can't find the other one,
Yeah.
Because it's like,
typewriter forensics, Diane.
Yeah.
well, I know that's why I have to look at two, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4 other SG1s I can look at.
Yeah, that's why I've got a lot of typewriters too. It's not because I actually collect them. I just need reference typewriters.
Well, I actually collect them, but I'm actually to the point where, okay, I'm only looking for one. Everybody knows Smith Premier number 9. I want one.
Oh, we're all looking for that one, but yeah, you're not gonna have more than one of those for sure.
Well, unfortunately, the guy I knew who had one, he said, "Oh, I just sold mine." It's like, ugh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
So close.
Well, I didn't, I'm not going to bug somebody if I know, it's like, well, I'm not a mind reader, so I don't know when somebody's planning to sell one, but oh well. So yeah, this is an interesting machine here. It
So
has
Diane,
a rather large paper table.
Diane, that thing you put on, that's just to use your hand to pull out the paper bale. Is that what it is?
It's just, yeah, it's just, yeah, it's just one of
Okay.
those. It was just missing.
Yeah.
So you like that for a paper table?
Ooh, that's a really big one. Usually they're like a lot smaller than that, aren't they?
Yeah, usually they are. I don't know what these specifically were used for, but yeah, it's like I've seen seen a few others like this on the typewriter database, and this one doesn't have the handle over here.
Projector.
The injector.
Yeah, the paper injector, it doesn't have that. So I'm like, what the heck, you know?
You have to buy another one.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't come that way, so I'm not messing with it. But this one has an interesting story. Whenever I was taking a week of vacation to go over to the typewriter store or typewriter repair shop and work on a machine, or in my case, learn how to work on my machine. It's like I spied this on the very bottom shelf behind a pile of stuff. I'll leave it at that. And at some point, I'm just like, I asked him about it because it's like, I at that time I did not have an SG1, and I thought it would be cool to get one, and he basically gave it to me for like $40 or something, and it's like, okay, I can handle that, And we got it out from beneath the, out from under the shelf and whatnot, and it works quite well. It's like I cleaned it up. It's a nice pica, and I'm asking for trouble here. It's like I was just trying to clean out some of the crud from underneath it, and like I said, it's been sitting around, and it doesn't really have a cover. It's like, hint to Bob, who may or may not be on. Yep, we need typewriter covers that are big enough for standards.
Yeah, there you go.
Because as you can see from this one in the background, or maybe not, it doesn't cover enough.
Yeah.
But then again, nothing covers enough on these things. It's like, nobody's perfect, but
Yeah.
but it's nice to keep them covered whenever I can, and
Oh yeah.
I just don't have enough covers to go around.
Yeah. Excellent. And any new accessories or anything like that?
I did get something for my Smith Premier 1. I don't remember if I showed it last week or not. It's like a ribbon guide, and I have part of it on mine, but it was missing a piece. Hard to do this without showing. So
Yeah.
Just a second. I got a new fountain pen
Nice.
yesterday, a new Twisby, the
Oh.
Jade Eco or
Yeah,
Eco Jade or
That thing is
whatever.
beautiful.
great color.
Yeah.
Like I need a new manual. I got a new manual. I think that was also last week. Like I said, I don't remember if I showed these last week or not. Losing track.
It doesn't sound familiar, but
So here's the
okay.
piece.
Yeah, I remember that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mine was missing this piece here, this piece across. So I just haven't gotten around to digging it out yet.
Okay.
It's not that it's hard to get, it's just I haven't gotten that far yet.
Yeah. Excellent.
Oh.
Ooh. It looks like it's glowing.
It does. It's surprising. I didn't think I'd like it, and I'm like, Then I went to see if I can get my usual fine nib. I don't know why I get these in fine, but all the nibs were sold out except for EF. I'm like, whoa.
Oh boy.
And And that's fine. I have EFs. I've never had a different nib other than fine for that particular pen, but I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything new other than that.
Okay.
And so, oh, there's my phone. It's
Ah,
plugged
you
in.
found it.
No, it's plugged in and it's
Oh, okay.
charging, and oh dear, there's a message. I don't know why I'm not hearing my messages. It's not dinging like it should.
Oh,
Well, it's not coming from her, so
that's good.
it's okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Well, thank you for being here, Diane. Yeah. And Marvin, how are you doing?
Hello.
Hello. We haven't seen you in a while.
Yes, exactly. I haven't been here for a while. Therefore, I see many new members which I've never seen before.
Yeah. Yeah. We have
Um,
Anthony
yeah.
Murphy and Ken. How do you pronounce your name, Ken? Oh, you're muted. Sorry.
Yeah, muted. Mankey.
Mankey. Okay.
We don't stick with the German pronunciation. I can't ever get it right. So
Oh.
it's Manka or something. It's
Okay. We'll go with Mankey.
Mankey, the Anglophile it.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent. Yeah.
Well, yeah. Remember, Gregory may remember, some of you don't, maybe. A few months ago, I had told you that my ink for my dip pen had gone moldy.
Ah, yes.
So I went to my grandmom, and she told me that if you keep it moldy for another 4 months, the ink will turn into something called azul something. It's a very deep green.
Wow.
And yeah, it's a very deep green. And then to stop it from being more green, I added alcohol.
Interesting.
Yeah, so it's a very dark green now. And now I use the technique I told you before, and I rub that ink using some sort of sponge onto the typewriter ribbon.
Yeah,
And so
yeah.
now my typewriter has a very dark green ink.
Wow. That is excellent.
And I had purchased unrelated to typewriters. I had purchased this book, and it's called Hill's A Manual to Business Forms and Guide to Correct Writing.
Nice.
It's a Victorian book published in 1878.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
So it's a very useful book. I've written letters and postcards using guides from this book now.
Nice.
Wow. That is excellent.
What else? What else? Oh, yeah, yesterday, I did the Tom and Jerry move of this is a fountain pen, very cheap fountain pen. Where's the camera?
There we go.
Yep, very cheap fountain pen. Probably need to close it. Yeah, like so. It's $1 student pen.
Oh, okay.
And so this the mechanism to fill this is a plunger.
Ah,
It's not a screw plunger, it's the plunger where you just pull it.
okay.
Yeah, so yesterday I had accidentally, while there is a book in front of me, I had pushed the plunger quite quickly. So I have, where's the book? Give me a sec. They can't find the book. It has black ink on.
Oh, boy.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I think that's all. Brian Brian, surname B. I had noticed you had Esquire after your name. Are you a lawyer?
Yes, I am. I realized that was there, and I thought it was a little pretentious. So
Aw.
I put it on for something one point. It keeps showing up. So
We all
So
collect
you're
antique
an-
typewriters for fun, so pretentious is not a problem.
then I put OBE after my name.
Yes, Rob.
Sir,
So I assume you're in America.
Yes, in New York State.
Yes, exactly. Because in England, anyone and not anyone, any man can call himself Esquire.
Right.
Oh,
right.
yeah.
So
Sometimes
we
I
can do
put
it
them
here.
on myself to make me seem like someone with a postnominal, someone dignified. Yeah, so that's all from me.
Okay. And for those that don't know, Marvin is joining us from Indonesia. Yeah. All right. And Brian Bopp, how are you?
Good, good. I popped in a little bit last week, and I meant to report then that I've confessed that I've had 3 type transgressions at shops, but one I got last weekend was this 1927 Remington with. I've never had one of these with the
Oh, yeah.
They're fun.
adjustable type.
5? What is
It
that?
has I got this from an antique shop, and one of those I actually paid, more than $100 for, but it said it was refurbished, but it seems to be sticking a bit when I type, so I'm a little disappointed with that. I mean, it's got I don't know how to describe it's got like the notches in the metal, like a tooth and claw,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but sometimes it sticks, sometimes it doesn't.
Hmm.
And then before that, well, same day I got a 1940 Corona Standard, which was rough shape on the outside. Somebody had scratched out the Corona pretty much, but when I was fiddling with it, the ribbon advance stopped moving, and I found 3 tiny little springs on my
Uh-oh.
clothing.
Oh,
Figure that out. That wasn't much. And then the week before, I picked up first Olivetti Studio 44 heavy machine, but really smooth and nice. I like that one.
Excellent. Excellent.
And I just got a copy of Typewriter Revolution in the mail yesterday. So
Oh, nice.
Good read.
yeah.
Excellent.
So trying to keep busy and learn how to repair these little glitches and quirks. So
Yeah. Yeah. Well, if you keep doing like rubbing alcohol in the segment there, particularly with like a toothbrush, that's what I use. If you do it enough and you work the keys enough, you'll get it working again. So.
yeah. What about 3-in-1 oil, things like that?
No.
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 No oil.
Not in the segment. Never in the segment.
Yeah.
A lot of times after I have gone through alcohol or paint thinner, I'll put some sewing machine oil on a paintbrush and just dab at some of the moving spots. So just
What kind
give
of substance?
what's that?
What did you use?
Oh, I use sewing machine oil
Sewing machine. Oh, okay.
on a paintbrush and just dab at it in the spots where there's friction on other parts.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of mixed comments about WD-40, and
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no.
I've used it here and there, and just to kind of move things, but not long term, I guess, is not good. So
Long term, it'll gum things up very tight,
Yeah,
and
it's
it takes a
bad
long
news.
time to flush it. So best to do alcohol in the segment, but like Brian said, you can lightly oil some of the other friction parts outside of the segment. But where the tight bars go back and forth, that just should be flushed and clean, not oiled.
but rubbing alcohol works.
Yeah,
Yes.
get the 99%. The 90% stuff is the best because obviously less water, so less chance of rust. And it might take 2, 3, 4, 5 times of flushing, just using a Q-tip or on a rag with your hands and sort of running it in, or just dabbing it in with a brush like a lot of us do. And eventually, it'll clean all that stuff out of the segment and you're good to go. And then after that, it's just like all the other stuff, the escapement and some of the pivot points and things, which could, sewing machine oil, or I use clock oil for them. Just it's a fine light oil.
It's also a good idea to use an air compressor when you have all the alcohol in there and you're working it around, and the the sludge is sort of dissolved into solution with the alcohol, use an air compressor and blow it out. Have a towel or something underneath the machine. And also, if the alcohol doesn't do the trick, you can use lacquer thinner, but use it in good ventilation, and also don't get it on your paint or plastic parts of your machine. So cover up your keyboard, cover up the platen and the carriage when you use
your
it.
hands.
In your hands, yeah.
Takes all the oils out of your hands.
And I was going to say that 3-in-1 oil is actually good for anointing, because you know, the 3-in-1, the Trinity, and never mind.
How many Patri spiritus?
That's an old preacher's joke. That's an old preacher's
I
joke.
hate that.
Now, do they sell like little mechanical air compressors, or because I like the cans, but like Staples are like $17
Well,
a can.
so I went looking for, like, you go to the craft store and you find an airbrush compressor, but they're like really ungodly expensive and don't put out that much volume. So really, I went to Harbor Freight Tools and bought an inexpensive air compressor, and it's like $80. It's which is probably cheaper than a little hobby airbrushing compressor, and they're oil-free compressors, so you don't have to keep maintaining them that much. And that I put it in the garage, and they make a little bit of noise, but you don't want to keep it in the house, so they're just kind of noisy. But yeah.
Yeah, because some of the canned air is like $17, but I did go to an Ocean State job lot. I don't know if they have those around you, but I found cans for $4 a can, so I bought a whole bunch.
I find the air compressor gives obviously more pressure also, but you got to be aware of not using too much pressure, because you can dislodge like little springs and things like that if you're too violent with it. But
right.
The idea is to just force that. Once you get that sludge in solution with a solvent, force it out of the machine.
Joe, it's okay. He doesn't have to worry about the springs anymore. Brian said all of them already fell out.
They all fell out.
They all fell out. Okay.
Got a little jar.
Well, you're set then.
Yeah.
It's like I can see what's wrong with the ribbon advance, but I don't know why it's, if I hold it and put pressure on it, it works. But I don't even know where the little springs go. But I have fixed ribbon advance on one machine, so I'm hoping I'll figure it out on this one too.
So is it on both sides? It's not advancing both directions?
Right, unless I put some pressure on, if I hold things down a little bit, because I can see the little, I don't know what you call that, the thing that's supposed to advance the gear. It's moving, but it's just not, the teeth aren't sitting in and actually advancing the gear. It's frustrating because it's a nice machine. Got it from a thrift store.
I think I had a machine like that I had to, the mounting brackets, the screws that mount the auto reversing mechanism or the drive mechanism to the bracket, I had to kind of loosen it up and reposition it so that little cog is being moved by the arm.
Yeah, I've seen that. We'll see.
Yeah. Good luck on that. Now, have you found out if there are any typewriter repair shops near you, or?
Well, I'm about an hour and a half from New York City, but that's kind of a schlep to go down there. But there was somebody, I tried calling them, that I think they repair typewriters, but I can't get through to them. They're not answering their phone. I think it's a bunch of old retired guys whose liability might not be so great. So
yeah,
I'm still looking.
Okay.
One of these days I may have to go down to Brooklyn Typewriter or one of those, or Gramercy.
Yeah.
Because I bought years ago, Antares P59 Italian, little teeny tiny machine, but the draw band is disconnected, and for the life of me I can't manage to get the spring wound up in the string in the right place and all that. But I paid $5 for it. It's a tiny little machine, and I just want to use it, but I just need somebody else to look at it.
Yeah.
I know how to fix that, but I'm not anywhere close. So
yeah.
I can commiserate with you.
That's about it. And where should we share our 30 facts about ourselves?
If you want to do that right now, go for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right, that's about it for me, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah, I have several Antares little mini typewriters. I've got a Parva and the Underwood 18, I think, is the other one. And then Terry's 145, which is a weird green typewriter. All the same mechanicals in all of them.
Ah, okay.
I've got another power. No, I've got a compact.
That's what I have.
Yeah, so they're all the same guts in them.
Yeah, they're tiny. 'Cause I picked up a Zephyr Deluxe last year, and it's smaller than that. So
Yeah, that's really. Wow.
oh yeah.
Yeah, I've got a Zephyr in the Antares, and it's my Zephyr, Corona Zephyr.
Corona Zephyr, yeah, the Deluxe.
Well, mine's not the Deluxe, so it's probably smaller. Anyways, what was I going to say? Nothing. I don't think I was going to say anything. I lost my train of thought.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. Let's see here. And we've already spoke to you, Joe, but how are you doing?
I am fine, thank you. Let me get my camera tilted up here. Doing pretty good. I was off from work last week because my grandson came down with COVID, and but everybody's doing well, and I just treat it as a miniature vacation, even though my fellow workmates at work are shorthanded, so there is that. But anyway, so yeah, we're getting by, and let's see. I'm typing on the Splendid 33.
Yes.
I'm typing up a business letter. I started this little series where I'm typing up office memos from an imaginary office.
Oh.
That has, and this is for One Type Page blog, and it's sort of a dysfunctional office with a really headstrong manager. And I'm now typing a response letter from one of the employees that's going to be posted anonymously to the employee break room. So,
Wow.
Oh, that's hilarious.
yeah.
You might have a book in the works there.
I don't know about that, but
oh, okay.
I was also, let's see what's going on here. I was tinkering with my little blueprint photography, and I did a accidental double exposure. Let me focus here. There's really not much to see here. It's just supposed to be in two different shots, and instead of flipping over the film holder, I shot both of them on the one negative. So there you go. There's a double exposure. But anyway, it's kind of fun, but it is kind of a long process of a couple hours exposure per shot. And so that the challenge with that is going out to someplace more scenic than my house or my front yard, and leaving a camera sitting around for 2 hours is a problem. So anyways, I got to figure out what to do with that. But other than hang out for 2 hours while exposure is being made. But so I did actually type up a little assignment. I have not been very faithful to do the assignments, but I did get up early enough, and people were asleep in the house, so I typed it up on a thermal typewriter. I think the Canon Typestar 4 on the EKG paper. I don't know if you can see.
Oh, nice.
Focus. Yeah, the grid paper. But let me, if you want me to read it now, I will.
Sure.
Share 30 facts about yourself. Number 1, I was called Little Joey as a kid. Number 2, in the mid 1960s, my brother and I built a spaceship in our grandparents' backyard. It only went as high as our imagination would permit. Number 3, my 2 favorite toys were Johnny Astro and Secret Sam. You'll have to look those up on the internet. I actually can't remember. Number 4, I can't remember very much of my childhood, like a lot of details. Number 5, it's actually spelled F-I-V-E because the number 5 key on my Typestar is dead. I have to fix it. Our stepmother ran a tight prison camp. I spent lots of time sequestered indoors and did lots of drawing and writing. So I guess I made lemonade from lemons, if you want to use the metaphor. Number 6, I'm the youngest of 3 boys. Number 7, McDonald's fries dipped in strawberry milkshake is a favorite of mine. Number 8, I got the hand-me-down bicycles. Number 9, having curly hair in the late 1960s era of long-haired hippies was not in fashion, nor were wearing hand-me-down clothes. Number 10 or number 9, no, that's actually, so I did 2 number 9. So that's cool. So we actually have 31 here.
Excellent.
I enlisted in the Navy to get away from you know who. Let's see, number 10, I flunked out of Navy nuclear power school, but it turned out to be for the best because shortly thereafter, 3 Mile Island happened.
Oops.
Number 11, I lived on an aircraft carrier for 4.5 years continuously. Number 12, I collected so many books while in the Navy that I needed an extra sea bag just to haul them around. Number 13, having F-14s land on your bedroom roof every 90 seconds is not fun. Number 14, I preferred being overseas. It's better to be a rich guy in a poor country than a poor guy in San Diego. Number 15, I wrote several collections of poetry while in the Navy, and I typed them up on a red IBM Selectric 2. Number 16, my first camera was a Vivitar 110. Number 17, I bought my first real camera in Singapore in 1978. I think that was a Minolta SRT. Number 18, I liked Kodachrome better than Ektachrome. Number 19, on board ship, I was a telephone man and then a TV repairman. Number 20, I left the Navy in 1981 and continued as a civilian TV repairman for 12 more years. Number 21, I got married in 1992. This year will be our 30th anniversary. Number 22, I've maintained a darkroom since the late 1980s. 1980s. Number 23, as a young sailor, I rode the bus everywhere, but now I own 3 cars and a motorcycle. Number 24, I've been passionate about hobbies and pastimes my entire life. Number 25, I got ran over by a pickup truck in Durango, Colorado in the late 1990s. I was sober and wasn't injured, but the old cowboy driving the truck got in lots of trouble. Number 26, I've never taken heroin, but I did have regular morphine shots in 1971 when hospitalized for an infected ruptured appendix. Number 27, I have a large library of books on balloons, airships, and zeppelins. Of course I do. Number 28, the only musical instrument I can play is the radio. And I tried learning the Appalachian dulcimer, and I can plunk out a few tunes, perhaps. Number 29, I have the best wife in the world. And number 30, I don't know as much as people think I do. So there you go. More than you want to know about Joe Van Cleef.
And you're humble. That's another fact.
Oh yeah, and I'll tell everybody that I'm just ask me.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
You're welcome.
Very cool. All right. And anything else new with you, Joe?
No,
Okay.
actually everything is pretty consistent, pretty normal.
Okay.
I don't know what the next video will be, but I'll figure something out. Did you like my car wash video? Did you see that one?
I did see that actually. Shot on your little
Yeah, a little camcorder. I actually went out and the car was really dirty. It hadn't been washed in over a month. And so there's a weird thing going on in Albuquerque. I think some marketing people did like market surveys of different areas of the country, and somehow they decided that Albuquerque has too many dirty cars because there's all these national car wash chains that are moving into town. And we used to have a local chain called Octopus Car Wash. And in fact, if you ever saw the TV series Breaking Bad, that car wash was an octopus car wash.
Oh.
But the guy sold out, and he sold out to this national chain called Mr. Car Wash. And Mr. Car Wash, they double the prices and reduce the service, and it sucks, right? So, and now there's all these other like semi-automated car washes that are going in, where you drive through and then you have to dry your own car and vacuum it out yourself. And my whole point is, why would you want to do that, right? When you can go to the rain tunnel car wash and they will do everything for you, right? So anyways, that's what I did. I went to the rain tunnel, but rain tunnel is being bought out by a national chain, so it'll probably suck.
Oh.
And I can see though why we have dirty cars here in New Mexico, because we have a lot of dust, and then when it intermittently rains, it's actually a mud storm, right? So,
Ooh.
you know,
Yeah. I also really enjoyed your comparison of your three ultra portables.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I like that too.
That was prompted by the fact that when I did a video before that, I forgot to mention the Colibri. So I said, okay, I'm going to have to bring out the three ultra portables. And of course, I didn't actually consider the MJ Roy as being an ultra portable, even though it is, just because I don't really use it
Yeah.
much. It's just more of it's a collector's item. It's not a very practical typewriter, right?
So
It's
Joe,
almost like a child's typewriter in a sense. You know?
I've got a follow-up question on that video, which I really enjoyed. Where's the line between ultra portable and portable?
You know, that's a great idea. And, you know, I think the whole category should just be lightweight portable, but ultra portable seems to be, I guess, I don't know whether, you know, my friend Kevin and I, we sat down for a lot of time and sort of measured dimensions of typewriters and weighed them and tried to figure out what's the crossover point. And it's hard to say. I think something like a Splendid 33 or maybe the a Royal Mercury, the Japanese little silver Seiko machines, are probably about as big as you want to call an ultra portable. I think Olivetti Letteras are probably ultra portables, but anything bigger is probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a terminology that's it's not very scientifically precise, really.
Right.
And also, it depends on how the typewriter is built, because if you go by strictly weight, a Colibri is heavier than a Hermes rocket, considerably heavier, because it's a cast alloy chassis, right? Rather than stamped metal, but it's thinner than a rocket. You know, even though the rocket actually might have a slightly smaller footprint. So that's the other thing. Is it thickness or is it the footprint?
Yeah.
Or is it three-dimensional volume? You know?
And is it with case or without case? Because
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
all cases make a big difference.
Right.
The
Exactly.
clamshells don't add much size at all, but
Right.
full-size case will add a ton of size.
Oh yes, that's right. Yeah. So that, you know, there's a lot to it. And so it's you know, it's more of just it's something to differentiate it from a medium-sized portable, I guess.
Yeah.
So it's a pretty gray area in between, but I think you can clarify the extremes and how you can define that. Now I think originally the portables were created because you couldn't move standards. And so they created something that wasn't quite so bulky, not necessarily something you put in a backpack, but it just was less than a standard. And then as we move down the road, you just mentioned some that are at an extreme of ultra portable. The tip I just took on the cruise, I would consider that ultra.
Yeah.
Somewhere in between. I mean, the real issue is where is the line actually? So
Yeah. So
I kind of think if it goes in a backpack, it's pretty much an ultra portable.
Yeah, I think you're right. Like if you take a typewriter like a Remington Quiet Writer, it has a handle, but it's a damn big machine for a portable, right? I mean, you wouldn't want a portable. I don't know if there's any portable like in a case with a handle that's much bigger than a Remington Quiet Writer.
Well, that's the subjectiveness of the whole thing, because you know some people categorize like the Olivetti La Studio 44 is probably one of the largest portables, and that's not really a portable typewriter.
Oh yeah, that's true. And I had the Olivetti Underwood 21, which is similar, and it had a big case with a handle.
Yeah.
And it was portable in the sense that you could haul it from the closet to the table.
yeah, exactly. But not far beyond that.
Yeah, and so I don't know if there was like a typewriter marathon, like how far could you run with a typewriter before, like, okay, so if you're carrying a Royal 10, let's say, you know, in both hands, it's not a good running position, but you might be able to, it depends on how good a shape you're in. You might be able to go like a mile, let's say,
You're
right?
starting something, Joe.
I know. And then, you know, the Remington Quiet Writer or the Studio 44 with a handle, you're going to be like lopsided on one side, you know, running with it.
So what happens if you've built a case for your Royal KMM? Would you have to carry that too when you do your run? Or
Oh yeah, you would have to carry it in the case. Yeah, you would have to.
No,
So
Because
that
you
would
want
be
to
in Plainfield.
there's no carriage lock, and you want to immobilize it so you don't damage the escapement.
Right. When I bought my Olympia SM9 in the store, I told the person that was checking me out that it was a portable typewriter. I said, "You know what portable means? It means you can carry it by yourself."
Yeah, that's right. And also, if you do carry a standard typewriter, always carry so the carriage is toward you. Carry it backwards.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh,
You're like a weeble.
like a Weeble, yeah. So, Brian, I was going to inquire about your little CRT television there.
Yeah.
Is that a Sony?
Yeah, it's a Sony.
Yeah, I used to work on that particular type. I remember when they came out in the 80s, and I don't know if you guys know that that's what we called a lollipop CRT, which is the cathode ray tube is squished kind of flat, and the side of the tube is clear, and you're actually looking at the inside surface of the CRT.
Huh.
So it kind of scans it at a severe angle like that. The beam does, and you're looking down through the side of the CRT into.
Yeah, I was going to say, if anyone wants to know why you weren't supposed to keep magnets near the CRT.
Yeah.
Really good
Do you
example.
have any magnets to show us and how you can
Yes.
distort the
Yes,
picture?
I got it right here.
Okay.
Can you see that?
I
You've
think
been frozen, I think.
you're frozen up. I
Oh
think
no! Oh, wow. My phone's about to die.
Did you get a blizzard of snow? That's why you're frozen. But I don't know.
My phone
Arizona.
I did.
I have a very complicated setup involving my phone.
I know. So you're shooting a video. I'm going to have to do this maybe next week. I have several black and white TVs. Of course I do, right? That I haven't used in a long time. So, but except the problem is I don't know. I don't have an RF modulator. Oh yeah, I do. I'll have to get a VCR. So I got to plug a video camera into a VCR, and then the RF modulator channel 3 I can run into my TV, and then I'll video the screen of the TV. Oh, that'll be fun.
This little portable TV actually has a
Video
composite video
inputs.
in on it.
Oh, good. Yeah, and I think I'll use my analog camcorder if I can. Which will
There
be-
you go.
Oh, easy.
I have an old Sony High 8 Handycam. We'll see what we can do. That'll be fun. I think you've started something, Brian.
Well,
It would be a virtual meeting with all of us have to be like on second or third levels of videos. before-
Yeah, exactly. Or you could do hand puppets as an alternative. And this reminds me, this is something I didn't put out on my 30 things you didn't know about me, but in second grade, they made us do, for a craft project, is make hand puppets out of brown paper lunch bags. So if you take a brown paper lunch bag and stick your hand in it, and you can make the little flap talk like a mouth, so then you decorate it with, and we could just do that. We could do hand puppets.
Yeah.
That'll be the new theme.
And I've been meaning to comment on the little pointer you use in your videos.
Oh, yeah. Oh, thanks. Well, that's just one of my little crazy little things, right? So, and I think what's the funniest part about it is it's so poorly made, like the cardboard and the little red magic marker fingernail and the glob of hot glue, but then it's a really nice aluminum rod, you know, that I got from somewhere. So it's sort of, it should be an old junky piece of a stick, but it's not. It's, yeah. And you can see like the little fuzz of the cardboard, and it's just, yeah, it's pretty hilarious. Thanks. I'm glad you like that.
Perfect.
Yes, yes.
It's perfect. Perfection is the enemy of game. Anyway.
Yeah, perfect is the enemy of good enough. That's right. Or good, whatever, yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of looks like the a patented plastic pointy thing from Sea and Arsenal. I don't know if you guys watch gun channels.
No.
Yeah.
Today's plastic bags don't have the same effect.
No, they don't. But you can still get paper sacks every now and then. I'll have to do that maybe.
Excellent.
Put little eyes on it.
Yes, that's right. Exactly. So I think that's it. I don't think I have anything else special to report. Anything,
Excellent.
You know.
Well, it's always
an
good.
idea. You need
Thanks.
to put a little googly eye on your pointy stick.
Oh yeah, I should do that. Oh, I am working on another camera idea. This is actually a dedicated camera for the Diazo blueprint paper. Anyways, that's just
Nice.
all I need is another camera in my life.
I know, right?
I'll have to get some googly eyes. I think Ted has a great idea.
Yeah, definitely. Oh my.
All right. All right.
Joe, I wanted to tell you that I don't think I knew before that you had worked a number of years as a TV repair, technician, and my dad was a TV repair technician, and he started working the year you were born, basically.
Oh.
And he went from the whole gamut of tubes and black and white to color to transistors. I forgot transistors before color, but a whole range of different technological advances for which he had to go back to school from time to time to catch up on new technology, and ended up working self-employed practically all his life. Not when he came out of technical school. He did work for a big company out of technical school, and there's great advantages to that to gain experience. But soon he was self-employed even before getting married, and remained self-employed his whole life, and had a fantastic career. And my dad's big love in electronics was sound systems and record players, and he had quite a number of clients which had very high-end record players, that needed calibration and balancing and all these things, and he absolutely loved working on those machines.
Well, I was sort of specializing after a period of time with VCRs and camcorders and projection TVs, and I did a number of home service calls to some very wealthy clients with with projection. Those big, I don't know if you remember those big Mitsubishi wooden projection TV consoles they had back in the 80s. They sold a lot of those around this part of it. I remember one service call was in the Terrace Canyon east of Albuquerque, and it was a guy with an Eastern European accent who claimed he's a physicist at Sandia Labs, and he said he knew Edward Teller, the father of the H-bomb, and he was bragging to me about how much he knew. And I was sitting there working on his TV thinking to myself, well, if you knew so damn much, why are you not doing this? But those
he was in theory, and you were the practical guy.
Well, those TVs had a problem with the convergent circuitry. They use these two analog audio amplifier chips basically to drive the convergence coils to make the three colors line up on the tubes. And those would go out or have bad solder connections or whatever. You have to replace them, and then you have to redo the entire convergence alignment, which is a really complicated procedure because you had this circuit board with about 150 potentiometers that do different things to each one of the three colors, like skew and pincushion and yaw and all this stuff. So it was a real, convoluted procedure to get it lined up so the picture looked good. But yeah.
Joe, this is Dave.
Hey, David.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, listen, I remember one of those. I remember early on in the 80s going to bars where they would have big screen TVs, that those were those Sonys. And I remember, eventually they would build barriers around them because they didn't want anyone bumping into them.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that brought back a memory.
And then as they tried to get the picture brightness brighter and brighter,
right.
The CRTs would get hotter and hotter. So they got liquid cooling jackets in front of the CRT, between the CRT and the front lens. They would have this like optically clear kind of antifreeze liquid with an expansion chamber. And what happens with those is if you go move the TV, like move it to another location and you vibrate it, the seals on there start loosening up, and then you get liquid coolant leaking onto your circuit board, and then you have all kinds of problems.
Well, I think that was everyone's first introduction, at least mine, to big screen TV.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It was, the first bar in town that got the big screen.
Yeah, and if you were a TV repairman, you did not want to have to move one of those Mitsubishi to the shop because they weighed 400. They weighed 400 pounds, and it's a piece of furniture, and you don't want to mark it up or drop it, God forbid.
That's fun.
But my very first television that I worked on when I went to work for the shop was this giant combo, and I think it was a Zenith, as I remember. And the combos it was a huge piece of furniture, like 8 feet long. It had a television in it, color TV. It had a AM/FM radio and a turntable and an 8-track, and then it had 2 speakers built in, right? And the television was a hybrid TV. It had integrated circuits, transistors, and vacuum tubes, all in one chassis. It had like the high voltage horizontal output tube, and the and all that was a tube, and then it had integrated circuits. So it was a terrible TV, right? you had all this heat and high voltage static around these sensitive transistors and integrated circuits. And yeah, it was, that took me a long time to fix that first one because everything was bad. The 8-track was bad, the turntable, everything. So,
wow.
yeah. And these weren't fancy turntables. These turntables that were in these combo TVs were driven off of a rubber wheel. There was a motor, it ran a wheel, and it drove the inside of the platter. And then it was one of those auto changes where you could stack records on top of the spindle and it would drop them automatically. And the weight on the tone arm was, it was way heavy. It wasn't something you'd want a nice record to play, right? It was way too heavy.
Exactly.
Anyways, it wasn't high fidelity at all.
Joe, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
How much did your experience of TV repair feed into your fiddling around the insides of typewriters?
Actually, I think it helped in terms of being able to troubleshoot. So I went from television repair, consumer electronics repair, to the semiconductor manufacturing business because we had a friend of the shop. He was a hobbyist who would come around and ask to borrow schematics, and he would buy parts from us. But he worked at a semiconductor fab in town, and he one day came by and asked me if I'd like to work there and put in a resume. And he pulled some strings to get me in on the night shift. But having learned how to troubleshoot down to the component level, like I did as a TV man, and I did it under not by hourly wage, but piecework, right? So I had to be really fast and efficient. But learning how to do that kind of helped me in just in general being a good troubleshooter. And at my semiconductor job that I'm currently at, and working on typewriters, sort of systematic problem solving. It has helped.
Yeah, and maybe you don't realize because it's inherent to you now, but the dexterity of working with small screws or small parts, the dexterity that you acquired as a technician is useful for any type of mechanical device repairs. So that's a big thing that we tend to overlook, but the training and the years of experience, just knowing, I could just tell you the way my dad held a screwdriver and could do it perfectly without stripping any screws was, like a really good way of working.
Yes.
So it makes a difference.
That's good. That's true. And also knowing, later on, as more and more electronics were manufactured in Asia, knowing the difference between a Phillips screwdriver and a JIS screwdriver, right? Japanese Industrial Society, they have different angles on the tips of the screwdrivers. And yeah, definitely.
Excellent. All right. Eric, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
Yeah, it's been
How's
a little while
everybody doing?
since we saw you.
I haven't been on in a while. Not a whole lot going on here. Nothing really new to share.
Okay. Yeah, but it's of course good seeing you. Yeah.
Good to see everybody.
And how about the letter writing? How's that going?
Good. I've got about 8 to respond to. So.
Oh yeah.
But they all sort of came in the last week.
Okay.
But I had we got a blizzard here yesterday, so I had some time to write a few out. I usually write them all out by hand first, and then I type them up after, kind of like, so I have like first draft, second draft. So I wrote a few of them out, and I'm just gonna type some of them out today.
Now, is that just an excuse to also use your fountain pens?
Yes.
Excellent.
I received one from you yesterday, Eric.
Was that?
I said I received your letter yesterday.
Oh, awesome.
Excellent. Very cool. Yeah, with my fountain pens, I found, because always the most I've had is like one journal, and I'm usually bad at keeping it. But of course, with fountain pens, you want more excuses to use your fountain pens. So I have like 4 different journals now. Like I have one where I exclusively talk about my planning for the week, another where I just talk about random life things. Then I have one where I write down my favorite quotes, and I forget what the fourth one is, but I make these excuses to use my fountain pen. So that's an idea. Do a rough draft of a letter in fountain pen.
Yeah, I use my fountain pens for pretty much everything that I write, like grocery lists, notes for work, random notes to myself, things like that. So
Have you exchanged any handwritten letters with members of Type Pals?
I have, yep.
Excellent. Because I know Michael Arau has sent me at least 2 that were handwritten.
Yeah, I've written to him in fountain pen, as well as Matthew Siobhan, and I feel like I've written to a few other people with fountain pen, but no, it's I'm blanking on it.
Yeah. Excellent.
I wrote one too, Eric, with the fountain pen.
Oh yeah. It was a bonus letter.
Yeah, it's a bonus. I think it's pretty obvious from all my letters that I do not do a first draft, since I tend to change subjects and go off on tangents in the middle of a paragraph.
Well, I still do that. I just kind of I like to get sort of my general structure of the letter, kind of like my ideas out, and then I might change the order of certain paragraphs if it flows better or makes more sense. So that's why I like to do it that way more.
Wow, excellent. That's very cool.
No, I no longer have a ballpoint pen.
Oh, okay.
I exclusively use fountain pens and dip pens now, because you need to see it from a perspective of me, a very blatant traditionalist, Victorianist man who writes, let's say, 30 pages a day with his pen. And when you write it with the Palmer method, with plus the fountain pen, you won't get tired. You will get tired, but you won't get cramps. Different from when I use I do. This is the last one I have.
Yeah.
There's nothing else on my desk. When you use this ballpoint pen, you need a bit of pressure for it to produce ink. And that pressure, even though it's little, if you write an R or an R or 2 R's, it will add up and make you feel cramped. So you need to see it from that perspective.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So I did.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say I use a few non-fountain pens, but usually, for most things, I'm using a fountain pen. But if I have to fill out a check or something like that, where I'm not using very good paper, I like the Parker Jotters. I like the gel refills the best, and then I also have the Pilot G2. These are great too, but mostly I'm using fountain pens. I like what Marvin said, your hand doesn't get as cramped, and actually more or less re-taught myself how to write when I got into fountain pens, because the way I used to hold my pen was like this, because I'm left-handed, and so if I'm writing, I kind of had my hand over the line with the nib pointing towards me, and so I got my hand got really cramped up from doing that. And then also I found when I wanted to get into vintage nibs, flexible fountain pens, I couldn't really use those because you only flex the tines on the downstroke to get the thicker lines. And so if I'm writing like this, then my downstroke is essentially inverted. So I wasn't really, obviously getting the effect that I wanted. And if I'm gonna, try to get the thick lines where they're supposed to be, I'm actually pushing it into the paper. So you could really damage the pen that way. So I taught myself how to write as you're supposed to, with your hand under the line. And I do the tripod grip now instead of this weird grip that I had before. So now my writing is a lot more comfortable, and I can write for a lot longer before my hand starts getting cramped. So It took me about 2 months of writing that way exclusively before it started feeling natural. And now if I try to go back to the old way that I used to write, it feels weird and awkward.
Oh, wow.
So
He's cured.
Yeah, I know,
Cured.
right?
Hey, Rick, as somebody who's left-handed, I just want to say left-handed people are right, and we've had to adapt to the right-handed person's world. But it's not our fault. We're more
They
creative.
do say that,
better.
yeah, they do say that left-handed people tend to be more creative because they have to find ways to adapt to a world that really is made for right-handed people. So they find a lot of different ways to, get around, those kind of obstacles. So
Yep.
That makes
So
sense.
I was left-handed. The words which I'm going to say is not as a promotion. I was left-handed, but when I was about 8 or 9, I was forced to use my right hand because the general consensus is amongst the upper class is that people who use their left hand more has mental difficulties.
Huh.
Yeah, so I do not promote that idea, but that's the general consensus here.
Also, I think it was that way a lot, like in the like the 1950s and just back then, like that was kind of like how everybody more or less grew up and was taught in school. And I know, I think my dad said that when he was growing up, he grew up in an orphanage and there was like nuns and stuff, and he, like, if he wrote the wrong way, they would slap his hand with the ruler. So
yeah,
it'd be the same thing in Ireland, where in the schools, a left-handed person who's called in the Irish language a kitog, that was seen as a fault or a flaw, and it was viewed upon with superstition. And just like that, especially the religious orders who ran the schools, they would try to beat it out of the kids who were writing left-handed, not realizing that that was an indication that they were using different parts of their brain, and in so doing often sort of destroyed a lot of the creative abilities of these kids. I should just point out to Sean that the fact that the carriage return lever is on the left-hand side, I think it's more to do with necessity than design. Maybe I'm wrong.
Good catch.
Yeah, it just works that way because of the way we write our lines. But when you go back to some of the very early L.C. Smiths and Remingtons, where the carriage return is on the right-hand side, and then you're reaching over or grabbing your right and pulling it this way, it doesn't quite work for. If we wrote from right to left, like Japanese and some of the other languages, I'm sure it'd be easier to be on the other side. But yeah, just physics wise, yeah, it's not because of us left-handed people and we snuck that one little win in, but we're happy about it.
I think I heard somewhere that Isaac Newton was left-handed and he used to write from right to left instead of left to right. Like he wrote all of his words out like backwards, like mirrored, so that to get it
so he wouldn't smear.
Yeah.
Wow, that's incredible.
Also on the fountain pen, I am about 3 months ago, probably the reason why I don't attend these meetings as much, I began teaching cursive, specifically Palmer penmanship, but also various other methods of casual penmanship. I myself don't use Palmer specifically. I use a method derived from Palmer, then I edit my own flares. But I always say to those learning cursive, they always say, my handwriting is so bad, and they write with a ballpoint. And I say, no, your handwriting is not bad. Your hand is not bad. It's your pen. It's your pen that costs a quarter. It's your pen that costs what? very cheap, especially Indonesia. You can get a pen for what you can get a sheet of tissue in the United States costs as much as a pen here.
Yeah.
So if your handwriting is bad, don't blame yourself, blame the pen.
Exactly. I'll be sure and do that. All right. Well, thank you for sharing, Eric. And it's good seeing you, of course.
Good to see you too.
Yeah. And David, how are you?
Hey, how you doing?
Good.
I'm doing well.
Very good. You must be a busy man right now.
Yeah, just a little bit busy.
Yeah.
I say to my wife, well, I'm going to do it again. And so I have a new part-time job to go with the full-time job, but it, it's self-imposed. I enjoy doing it. So Virtual Hermans is definitely on the move. Lots happening this week. A lot of things. We are currently announcing our speakers this week. If you've been watching the Facebook groups, Gregory, we announced you on Friday. And Joe, I just announced you about an hour ago. So we've got two of you out there that will be doing a little breakout session, presenting in the morning on Saturday morning, the 19th. So that's continuing. Information about the beauty contest. That's coming out this week, probably on Tuesday, and registration opens up on Wednesday. And, just lots of things. Continuing to push on the vendor fair. For example, the vendor fair, we're looking for, vendors who are looking to get a booth for Saturday night and hoping to have a crowd that will continue through the day on Saturday. And I'm going to do a campaign later on this week, type the date, spread the word, so that we can encourage people to reach out internationally to some of the global typewriter groups that we all may not belong to. And of course, our non-Facebook friends, which I have 3 or 4 that I'm keeping track of and talking to throughout the last couple of weeks. Keep them abreast of what's going on.
Yeah.
So lots happening.
Excellent. And of course, people can go to virtualhermans.com, right?
Right, virtualhermans.com. If you go there immediately, if you look at the menu bar at the top, or you're on your mobile phone, you click the small drop-down menu, you will see the current list of speakers. Richard Polt, of course, is going to be our keynote. And our breakout speakers, there's an up-to-date schedule, information on the vendor fair, how you can become a volunteer. And if you want to look over what we did in 2020, there's a whole area that's devoted to the archive and some 25 videos that are up there for everyone to learn from, and some music by Larry Presnell. And, we haven't even mentioned that, but maybe another week. So.
Yeah. Excellent. And the website is beautiful, by the way. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Excellent.
And we're excited about that registration. Again, registration for everyone out there is opening up on February 2nd. So on the 2/2/22, which will be this Wednesday. And again, there's lots of links out there on Facebook, but there will be a registration link directly on the Virtual Hermans website if you're looking for it. Registration is through Zoom, and you do have to put in a full name and an email address. And we will be sending you the link to the meeting that will open. The event opens about 15 to 30 minutes prior to 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's New York time. For those of you looking for the schedule in a different time zone, under schedule, you will see a link that has a time zone grid. So you can kind of hopefully calculate it to your own time zone and plan to be there at all the events. So,
Excellent.
If you have any questions, I'm happy to, I'm working on things right now.
Yeah. And what are the actual hours of the event?
The event's really The whole event will be open for 24 hours. Again, starting at 10 a.m. Eastern time. That's New York time here in America. And once the last person drops out of the campfire, which is the last event, which is at our nighttime, but globally, we have folks from Australia, folks from Japan, Italy, Germany, England, who will be experiencing this on their Sunday. So they'll be in the middle of their day when the campfire takes place. So it's hard to say, at the campfire, we are going to invite our vendors back. Our entertainers will be there. And we just open it up for individual chat rooms or main room chat, where just like happening on a Saturday here with your typewriter club on a Saturday, it's just going to be an open forum for folks to talk and get together and meet each other. What's really nice about Virtual Hermans is the fact that we got several international and global users out there that joined us last year. And I made good friends with Grim and Andrian in Australia. And they have become friends that I connect with almost on a monthly basis. And I would never have met them had they not joined up in 2020. So,
wow, that is excellent. I, for one, am very excited. Yeah, definitely.
A lot of excitement out there. Of course, Greg got him excited yesterday with his typewriter discovery, which is a true typewriter discovery. And no, I can't say anything, but you'll be amazed. If you're into typewriter collecting and antique typewriter collecting, this was an incredible find.
And that was Greg Fudach, right?
Greg Fudach, right?
Yeah, yeah. Not to be confused with Greg the poor typist.
Greg, that's right. And Joe, I'm kind of excited. I of course probably won't be able to see any of these live because I'm doing other things, but I'll enjoy the tape pieces as they are posted and they're made available to the public afterwards. But Joe, I'm really excited about your tips and everything on doing typewriter videos.
Oh, thanks.
I am starting. I have my lights now. I had them last year. I just purchased a green screen behind me, but that's throwing off the lights today, so I look like a red elf. So I tried to play with the lighting, but it's lost on me right now. But
set your white balance on your camera to manual.
Yeah,
and then just set it to, if you're using like daylight balanced lighting, just set it to daylight instead of auto.
Yeah,
it should correct it.
Well, I'm using my iMac right now, and it's like a 2013 iMac. Yeah,
there's no adjustment.
I think I'll probably get I may connect with you and see what I've got that could clip on my Mac and do certainly a better job of what this one's doing right now, but it's all right,
Yep.
So looking forward to that, Joe, and thank you for taking your time. And Gregory, thank you much for explaining to the world about TypeHouse. It's exciting to me, and it motivates me to do, and I'm sure everybody would agree with me. It gets me writing on my typewriter. Otherwise, if I don't have a postcard that I have to put out every couple of months, I'm way behind on my regular letters. But on my postcards, I'm caught up. So kudos. Always a good way. One of these days, I'll retire from my full-time job and spend a lot more time doing letters and typing.
Nice. I think that's the goal for all of us.
Yeah, I'm looking. I keep telling Tim, who's my partner, he has a date now, so I'm marching towards that date. Oh, and I have a big box that I haven't even had time to open yet. It came from overseas. It's got a typewriter in it. So,
oh my! Well, I'm not going to put you on the spot here, but we do love live unboxings.
Live unboxings. I thought about that. Let me wrap up what I'm doing, and we've got a couple more hours here probably.
Oh yeah.
So if you see the box in front of me,
okay.
And I'll do a live unboxing. It'll be kind of fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah,
So,
excellent.
if it was me and I got a typewriter from overseas, I wouldn't have waited. I would have
Well,
opened it.
it just shows to show you where my head's at right now. It's just a busy week, Virtual Hermits wise. Otherwise, it would have been done 5 minutes after. So
Yeah. Excellent.
no, really, what I did, I saved it for you guys.
Oh, there
That's
you go.
what I did.
Perfect.
There you go. Well, thanks for giving me a moment here.
course.
Feel free to type any questions or anything, if it's not clear on what Virtual Hermits are all about.
Excellent.
All right, thanks.
Thank you. And we'll look for that box.
Yeah, it will be coming soon.
Okay. All right. Rich is hard at work, but how are you, Rich?
Greetings. Yeah, I'm doing good.
Excellent.
Off my head here.
Yeah.
There we go. So I did a prompt.
Oh, cool.
I don't know. I thought it was a typo. So I thought 30 was supposed to be 3. So I just came up with 3, and I just made a list and said, oh, these are 3, But then when I saw it was actually 30, I just threw something together. So
there you go.
I'll do that. So it's not very pretty, but so I just as an introduction, I was some of you California people. I was born and raised in San Jose. I grew up there, so I'm originally a Californian. Spent most of my childhood there until 77 when I joined the Army, which was back number 28 as I was commissioned from the San Jose State. I went to San Jose State in 1985. Then I switched schools and went to St. Mary's. I don't know if you know where that's at, in Moraga. It's behind Oakland for my management degree. And then my MBA was from Webster's, which is actually in the middle of the country. We moved from Orlando I worked in Presidio, San Francisco for about 8 years before that closed. And that was the dream I was hoping would never end. It was such a beautiful place. If you've ever been able to get up to see Presidio, it's a gorgeous place. The Army lost some good property there. Then we moved to Orlando. I was in 2021, but I've been dual tracking Army and civil service for the Army at the same time, because I moved from active duty to reserve, and I was a simulation center director, which really was as an awesome experience to be able to do all these exercises with computer simulations. But I'm now in Army acquisition. Okay, I'm down to 23. One of the things I did in acquisition is I stayed in the sim center business with acquisition and contracts and built a sim center in Azerbaijan. So I had to go back there several times. That was a cool experience. But then I deployed to Kuwait for a year in 2011. And then right before I went to Kuwait, I started a band with some friends. But I went and I had to leave the band, and they had to find a new lead guitarist. They went through 3 of them before I came back. But then while I was in Kuwait, I was working 24/7, but I started taking up watercolor painting. So just to keep my mind off of work. We're up at Camp Uring, which is right next to Iraq. And there's just a lot of stuff going back and forth. That's also when I began running. I was about 52. And so we went to Germany for 5 years as soon as I came back from Kuwait. And we had run 5 marathons by the time we left. I think I did my first one when I was 53. And then when we got to Europe, my wife wanted to travel. I wanted to do marathons. She was running with me. We both ran these together. And so I would find the marathons in the different countries, and she would schedule it and make it so, and we'd go run them. By the time we were done, in less than 4 years, we had run 20 full marathons. In 2017, our last one was in Tromsø up in the Arctic Circle. So it was a midnight marathon that started at 8:30 at night, finished at 2 a.m. And that was really awesome. But after that, my wife says, we're done with fools, and don't have to twist my arm. those hurt. So we decided to downshift in 2018 to half marathons. We said, well, how can that be as exciting? So I said, okay, well, let's just do 12 halves in 12 months in 12 different countries. So we kind of figured out how to schedule all that and get to all the countries. And one of them was canceled on us, but we managed to replace it with another because there was a Ryanair strike on a plane the morning of the flight. So we had to do something different. So we ended up finishing that. So 2019 was, I'm thinking, well, what are we going to do in 19? That's what we did in 18. So half marathon. So I thought, okay, well, bucket list. This is going to be the year of the mountains. So, which of the mountains I want to see? So we started with, we did a Kilimanjaro half marathon in Mount Kilimanjaro, Tanzania. Then we went to Gibraltar, the Matterhorn, Mount Blanc, climbed Zeus Spitz, went to Nepal to see Mount Everest and did a mountain flight. And so those were all my mountains that I was able to get in that year before we came back to the States. So in that 9 months, we did all that stuff, 8 months. So because we were on this, going to these countries, I was kind of on a country chase. And so right now we're at 61 total countries / territories. And my objective is to get to 100. COVID's put a dent in it. I think during COVID, we've only hit 13. So we're still probably I'm going to retire at the end of the year somewhere and probably resume that country chase. So I came back from Germany and the band that I had started had just lost their lead guitarist, their third one since I left, and gave me a, hey, you're back, Rich. Can you come down? So now I'm performing with that band again, which is kind of cool. I perform and I also record music. We've, let's see, I collect fountain pens and I've got, I don't know how many, it's 50 at least, I'm sure. And they're from all ranges. I find cheap ones, used ones, vintage ones. I've got some very expensive ones. Most of those are commemorations of things, but I'm very happy even just finding something cheap as I go somewhere and find it. It doesn't even have to have the place name. I've got like a Parker or something that I found in Helsinki is an old, not Parker, but I can't remember maybe it was an Eversharp. It had nothing to do with Helsinki, but it's my Helsinki pen that, and it was real cheap from a flea market and just things like that. I got my first typewriter in 2017. I've been married. This is in fact down to number 2. I've been married 31 years. My wife has done all our marathons with us, with me. And I have 2 young ladies. They're one's 30, the other's 29. They're grown up. And the final fact is the newest typewriter to my edition came to me yesterday.
Oh.
It's,
oh yeah, my favorite.
And this is my favorite part.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
But it's a beast. It's a battleship.
Oh yeah.
It's in great shape. It types very well, except it needs some cleaning, so it gets a little slow. But that looks actually fairly easy to fix.
Rich, you're my best friend now. Anybody who buys a Royal FP is number 1 in my books.
Yeah.
So I take it you like them.
I've got 8 of them and all the colors. I love Royal FPs. Those are the only real standards I've got.
Wow. Really? And they all work?
Oh yeah, they all work. Yeah, I got a lot of a couple 16s mostly, but the blue, the pink, the sandstone yellows, and I've even got a sandstone yellow in the Spencerian script, which was just lucky. But yeah, no, so I love the FPs. I just think the look is great. So it's funny, like you're a good, I know you're a good guy anyway, but jokingly, if you do buy an FP, you're awesome. You're just freaking awesome.
Well, I like it. It's got Elite, an FPE, and I prefer it's easier for me to read,
Yeah.
But this one is kind of small, but I guess I can type smaller letters with it. So it's in good shape. That's probably better for postcards, huh?
Yes. Yes.
If I ever got around to sending postcards.
Excellent.
That was my hour of fame. I guess how long that takes.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, thank you for that. Excellent.
Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Oh, where's Ted? He's there in the background. I see Ted.
Ted.
Here he
I
comes.
I have a Royal FP, but it's gray, and right now it's having a margin release problem.
Oh.
Well, I'll pop down later this afternoon and I'll get her fixed for you.
There you
Oh,
go.
that'd be great.
All right, here I am.
How are you, Ted?
I'm good. Oh, wait, hold on. Yeah, switch to the headphones. All right. I'm fine.
Excellent. Excellent.
I was just setting up a computer or putting together a computer for TypeSnap. He's going to come by and pick it up. I had to do some computer repair for another Typospherean because, of course, Typosphereans know nothing about computers.
Excellent.
So that was fun.
Yeah.
And, had to deal with a newer computer that has TPM chips and UHEF or UHFI, I guess, booting systems, which made it very difficult to get it to boot off of something that wasn't the internal drive. So that was UFEI, I think it is. I don't know, whatever. Some newfangled technology that makes everything more difficult.
What are you driving, Ted?
What am I driving?
Yeah, right there.
This is my Monster Scouts portable field typewriter. It's an old Empire Aristocrat that I have done some stuff to.
Looks solid.
Made more my style.
Excellent. It has a nice dark imprint.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Even though it's a JFA ribbon, which is they're not known for their super quality, but
well,
especially not the colored ones anyway. They just don't give a really great imprint.
Is it cotton?
No, it's nylon, but so for some reason when they do the colored ribbons, they don't seem to work really well. So they're kind of blotchy.
I've run into that. Yeah.
And those are Bakelite keys?
No, they're just plastic.
Really? That's pretty cool. Yeah.
They're kind of green plastic. I think Hermes did this too during the late 50s. So it's pretty much a Hermes rocket.
I like it.
Is that the typewriter with a tripod or table?
Yeah, it has a tripod mount underneath. Waiting for my picture to.
Yeah.
Let's see. There it is. Yeah, it's got a standard Manfrotto tripod mount for photography equipment.
Yeah.
And I can just mount it to a tripod and works pretty good.
Hopefully a nice sturdy tripod.
Yeah, I've got a good beefy one.
Okay.
Did you put it there?
Yes. I that was the first modification I did to it is I drilled a hole in the bottom and put a tripod mount, and that was one of the projects of mine several years ago. And then just recently, probably last year, I went through and ripped all the old soundproofing out and repainted it and put some nice green felt in there. So it matches the keys, and I've got a green ribbon on it.
Very nice.
So it's
all it needs is a wrist strap.
Yeah.
It's got a vaguely military bend to it, but
yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah. Excellent.
I like it.
We like it too. Now I was wondering, the bottom plate on there is it must be pretty sturdy, right? Or did you have to add any support? Or
I actually have a board that has a hole drilled in it that goes around that, and it puts tension against the feet.
Okay.
So that when I have it mounted, it actually puts a little more tension on the corners, so that it doesn't wobble as much.
Okay.
And it's pretty steady then. But if it's just the mount, it's kind of wobbly.
Yeah,
But,
that could be a little precarious.
It's not precarious. It's solid. Okay. It's just when you're typing on the keys,
I see.
It just kind of wobbles everywhere, and it's a lot sturdier with that extra tension on the feet.
Got it.
Especially if you're mad when you're typing.
Oh, yeah. When you have any kind of passion to you.
Passionate.
Passionate typing.
In one of our first Typewriter Club live videos, we had a member, David, who he a few times he mentioned angry typing. So yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not especially angry typist.
Yeah.
I've grown past my anger as a person. Mostly,
yeah.
Mostly.
Well, it can't be escaped entirely.
Well, I mean, you can. That's when you
I
reach
guess.
Zen perfection. Then
True.
you lose all of that anger and
yeah, that's true.
Such like, but I haven't quite got there yet.
Okay.
That would just make some people angry.
Excuse me.
Yes.
I'm going to leave soon because it's a 1:45 a.m. here.
Yes.
Before I do so, do any of you happen to know that we know that as late as the 1950s, there was issued certificates for polymer method penmanship, and before that there were certificates for Spencerian penmanship. Are there organizations which provide those types of certificates today?
I don't know, because I have to say here in the U.S., handwriting is really sort of dying out. For example, I don't think they teach it in schools anymore. So
this is America. People will give you a certificate for anything if you have enough money.
That's true.
I think there are certificates that are given, or actually that I think they have to make it themselves. But if you're a master penman, which I think is still something that you can become, they have certificates for that. And I think one of their last assignments before they become the master penman is to make their own certificate. But that's the only thing I can think of.
Wow.
I just
that's
saw
for
a
like
picture of George
calligraphy
Harrison.
and stuff.
Check out Jake Weidman.
Are you
for
talking
that.
about me?
Yes.
Over there? Yeah.
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 I was like, hey, that's
Okay,
George
bye.
Harrison.
Yeah. Just,
Oh, a box set.
Yeah, Dark Horse albums on CD. I have a lot of his albums on vinyl too, but this is the CD box set.
Very cool.
You have a good eye.
I just got my eye.
Yeah. And Ted, was there anything else new with you?
Oh, I can't think of anything specifically offhand. Yeah. I'm being boring lately.
No, that's okay. That's okay. You're allowed. Trust me. You are allowed. But it's always a pleasure having you here, though. Definitely.
It's a pleasure to be here, as always.
Excellent. All right. Angela, how are you?
I'm doing well.
Excellent. I see it's snowy there.
Yeah, it's
like
funny
here.
because we got snow and it's still here.
Oh.
It's been here for a while, and then we got a little more, but very little from the big storm. But it's strange that we still have snow this long. Usually in Virginia, it only lasts a few days at the most.
Okay. So anything new with you?
No new typewriters. So been busy.
How was yeah. How was the letter writing going?
It's going well. I was all caught up, and now I have some more, but it's fine because I'm not way behind. So
that's
it's
good.
a good place
Not
to
like
be.
me, right?
Yeah, I mean, I was way behind there for a while, but I got caught up on that. So now I'm keeping up.
That's good. That's
Always
good.
a plus.
Yes.
Doesn't feel stressful then. It feels fun.
Yeah. Yeah. Excellent.
Stress is overrated.
What was that?
Stress is overrated. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here, Angela. It's good to
You're
see you.
welcome.
And Bernardo, we haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been too long.
Yeah, it has.
Everyone's doing all right. I've been
yes.
More or less catching up with the streams, but I've been swamped with schoolwork. But, I figured it was too long, and I had to come show off some of my Christmas presents. You know, it's been a long time that I haven't shown.
Let's see.
So this was not a Christmas present, but it's the typewriter I kind of revived thanks to the parts that Ted sent me.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, you can see the knob is. I repainted this. This is a clipper. I told before that the 5 series is very uncommon here. So I bought this for like, I think it was 10 euros. It was missing quite a few parts, but it's writing now. It still has some alignment issues, but it's going well. And I was surprised that I enjoy so much writing with it. My main one is still the SM3. That's still my favorite, but I find myself rotating between these two a lot. So that was a nice surprise.
Yeah.
And
what color was it?
It was a brown, I think. Kind of an ugly brown. Is that an official color?
Yeah. That's the official name.
UB. That's the acronym.
But he had a lot of scrapes, so I thought I always wanted a black one, so why not?
Yeah, there you go. Well,
that looks great.
Yeah.
I couldn't get this part out of it.
Oh yeah,
because the screw is I don't know how to say, but I can't unscrew it.
Is it stripped or just?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, I got another typewriter. This one was a Christmas present.
That's nice.
Nice.
One just like yours. It's Elite script. Yeah.
Nice. Very cool.
I have the same opinion as you did, Gregory. Because you remember I have a white one with the pica, and I said that one of the reasons I bought it was because of the comfort of and the nice touch it had. And this one is indeed younger for I think the other one is 5 years. No, the other one, the pica one, is 5 years younger, but I prefer the touch on the younger one. So I don't know what happened there.
Yeah.
But I got my first Remington.
Oh.
Look at that.
How many characters per inch?
No.
Yeah.
I know. Notice the keyboard layout.
Wow.
Wow.
This is the very unusual random.
Yeah.
The exclamation point's like right in the middle.
That is funny.
Right.
For left-handed people.
Yeah, it's actually a pencil sharpener. So.
Yeah. That is excellent. Your first Remington.
My first and only Remington.
Yeah.
What else can I show you? Oh, I had shown that because of Joe, I bought a micro cassette recorder, but you guys are a terrible influence, so I had to buy myself also a regular cassette player. Now I have been hunting for music cassettes on the flea markets. I actually went today. I saw quite a few typewriters. SM3, the non-deluxe version, and a couple of Hermes babies. So yeah, but nothing I didn't already have.
Yeah.
Another thing that someone gifted me by surprise for Christmas was
a Kaveco.
Completely unexpected. Without me meaning to, has become my standard pen. I don't know why.
Oh wow!
It's kind of a weird shape. I don't know
It's comfortable though.
What it is about it.
Yeah,
but,
I like this pen a lot.
But,
did you get a converter to go with it, or?
Not yet. Actually I went to a pen. My favorite pen store closed, so I had to find another one. And I didn't ask for the converter. I bought the clip yesterday, and I bought a couple of cartridges to have on the go. I bought the.
Oh, is that Smoky Gray?
Yeah.
I love that one. Oh my goodness.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I haven't tried it yet. I have the red one.
It looks, if you just glance at it, it looks exactly like a pencil. Yeah, so I love that color. I'm big into gray and brown and anything that looks kind of vintage or retro or a little different, you know. That's very cool.
Yeah, I have a few months ago I bought this brilliant brown that it was the only thing. I have little choice around here for different inks. And I kind of like this one, this brown. It's from Pelican. But I need to get more into the fancy stuff that you show on your Pensane channel.
Yeah. Excellent.
I like Pelican ink. It's been useful.
I'm especially interested in waterproof inks for applying watercolors after drawing. You know?
Yeah.
But I haven't tried that yet. That's it. Oh, that's true. You guys also got me into film photography. Yeah, I've shown my camera before, but I also got inspired by Joe, and I made a blur book out of my first experiments with street photography around Lisbon.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
I was impressed both with the picture quality of my 10-year-old flea market camera. I can show it again. Some of you may remember.
Ah, yes, yes.
Some of these pictures are with the disposables, with my first experiment. The others are with the Minolta. Point and shoot. I've tried it.
Oh, yeah. Nice.
Yeah, so it was a nice experience, and so
And we can find that on Blurb under your name.
Yeah, you could.
Okay, excellent.
I got a couple of copies so I can share the link if you'd like to pick it up. And
if you want to put the link,
I made
in
sure
the chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
I made sure to thank Joe Van Cleve and Eric for the inspiration in the opening of the books.
Oh, that's awesome.
Are you in Lisbon?
Yeah.
Ah,
yes.
Cool place.
Actually I live in Sintra, but I study and do most of my activities in Lisbon. Yeah.
We enjoyed it there. We did a half marathon there, and then there was this huge
good.
flea market that was the next day after we ran. There was this. It was several streets, and I couldn't tell you where it was because I just don't know the lay of the land very well.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was a once in a year kind of thing, or I don't. It looked kind of big to be a every weekend thing, but I think I found several fountain pens there. An interesting pair I found was a ballpoint fountain pen set from Glenlivet. It's a Scotch whiskey set, which was kind of like $3 or something, or whatever. What was it, euros, something like that. But yeah, I enjoyed Lisbon. Cool place.
They do have a big flea market every Saturday morning. So I don't know if it was on Saturday that you came, but
we would have run on Saturday, so that would have been on Sunday.
Must have been another one then.
Yeah.
There are a few, and we have a rotating one that goes from city to city around Lisbon. So that's where I usually, almost every week, I go to one of those, and I've been finding not typewriters, because I have more than enough, really. But it doesn't stop me from looking.
That's a subjective quantity.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. I had too many, and look what's behind me now. I just got a new one.
Yeah.
We started the race out in the middle of the bridge. You know, I can't. What's the name of that bridge out there? There's a big modern bridge that goes out, and that's where it started out, like just on the other side.
The iron tall one, or
yeah, it's a tall one.
That's the. It closely resembles some of the.
Like the San Francisco.
Resembles the Golden Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
the 25th of April bridge. It was actually formerly known as the Salazar, which was our dictator in the last century. It was known as the Salazar Bridge, and it was renamed the 25th of April, which is the date of our revolution. It was renamed after the revolution. The revolution was 1974.
Relatively modern.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Yeah, very cool. Well, thank you for sharing those, Bernardo.
Oh, you're more than welcome. I have a big pile of letters to reply to. I've just sent an apologetic postcard to David, and I'm using the Eric method of writing first by fountain pen, and then transcribing a reply to your letter. I don't think David's here anymore. But yeah, but Eric, you're next. So
I got your postcard too. So thank you.
Another one of those apologetic posts.
It's funny. This reminds me of something I thought it'd be cool to share. Just give me a second here. Actually, it's in here. I found these postcards at my local antique store, and I thought they were kind of funny. I thought that they would be too rude to actually send to anybody, but I got a bunch of them. It just says,
"Oh."
But yeah, I just thought it was funny.
I think that was a common subject of some of those vintage postcards, is nudging people that I haven't heard from you in a while. So,
right.
You owe me a letter. Oh man. Yeah, that's cool.
I do owe some letters, but I'm working on it.
Excellent.
Slowly, because academic stuff has taken over.
Oh yeah. But
I promise I'm
priorities.
Angela, I owe you a letter as well. Yours arrived, and Joe, and Bill
Bernardo,
Guthrie.
I've got a question for you, Bernardo. How's your postal system in Portugal?
What do you mean?
Is it reliable?
More or less. It's been lately for receiving packages from outside of the European Union has been a little troublesome. For example, I had to wait a couple of months for the parts that Ted sent me to come through the customs.
Right.
But letters are okay.
Okay, I only asked because I got a beautiful postcard from you, but geez, I think it was probably a year and a half ago, and I wrote you back a
I'm glad
letter.
that was.
I wrote you back a letter, but I took your address off of the Type Pals website because obviously it wasn't on the postcard, and sent you a letter, a 2-page letter back, however long ago that was. And so
Oh, really? Never got
because
to
I don't
me.
mention that because I like the old school way of letters where we can't talk about it and you just hope you say it one day. I thought he's probably never received that letter. I bet you it's in the North Atlantic floating around somewhere by the Canary
Yeah,
Islands.
I did not.
Yeah.
Actually, I was wondering if my postcard actually got to you.
It did, and I always meant to mention it on one of these things, but I wanted to wait till you got the letter back from me saying I got your postcard, and then we could have a good old talk about it. Because I want to, like, I don't know, I'm a bit weird that way. I don't want to tell people, hey, have you got my letter yet? And because that's sort of like cheating the old school snail mail.
Yeah.
But
That's
you
ridiculous.
never
Right.
mentioned it, and then when I wanted to mention it, you were never on. So I felt bad about that. So anyway, I got your postcard a year and a half ago. It was awesome. Thank you. I sent you a letter, which you never got. So hey, yeah.
Oh,
yeah, I feel bad. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, that one was. I don't think it was. I think I bought it new. I don't think I bought it as vintage, but it was a. You mentioned you were a Navy nerd or something,
Yeah,
and I sent you a postcard with a drawing of a Portuguese 16th century
beautiful three-masted
ship.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
reminded me of Vasco da Gama.
That's the name of the bridge. That's the name of the bridge I was on that they took us on.
Vasco da Gama?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Lisbon. Yeah, that long.
Okay, that's the newer one. Yeah, the longer one.
Yeah, they bussed us all the way to the other side, and we ran across and came.
Okay.
Boy, how lucky was that? I just guessed the name of that bridge.
I know, right?
We're in sync.
It's because you got a Royal FP now.
I did. See what you did to me?
That's funny. Excellent. All right. Anything else new with you, Bernardo?
Oh, I think that's plenty.
Yeah, it is. It is, and it's very, very good seeing you again too. So
yeah, you as well.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, Dan, how are you, Dan?
Hi, I'm fine. Sorry for leaving. I hope everybody's okay. It's Sunday night here in Sweden, so I just went off for dessert. I don't meant eating whipped cream in front of the camera because being a man with a beard, it doesn't present very well. So it's very, very good. It's been a nice week. I actually did acquire one of my Holy Grail typewriters as of last night, a Bennett with a Swedish keyboard.
Oh,
yeah. So it's I've been looking forward to use it and type with it for quite some time now. I know it's very, very tiny, but it's going to be nice to check out. So I bought it and I'm waiting for it to come.
Ah, excellent. Yeah. Excellent. That's exciting.
Yeah, that's about it. I lead a boring life, so it's not much of a. I'm doing corrections on my novel in paper. So I'm doing 10 pages a day by hand, lead pencil, and it's sometimes it's harrowing and sometimes it's just horrible. So for the moment, it's going quite well, but I'm a little bit, what do you say, spent from the experience. So it's.
Yeah.
But I'm on it. I'm only just 190 pages from finishing the correcting the first draft. So soon I will be finished.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna begin the translation for English, right?
Yeah. And that's gonna take for the international market. No, I'm doing correct. I actually had planned writing the first draft on a typewriter. But I sort of chickened out because I'd done all my research notes on a typewriter, which was about 500 pages. So I was too keen on writing the novel itself on the typewriter. So I was a bit lazy.
Yeah.
But everything is going good. We don't have much of a snow. We have a storm going here in Sweden now. So hopefully the roof stays on during this.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Have
Well,
you
it's very-
been to the Vasa?
No, I should.
It's worth it.
Yeah, you done it?
Yeah. We are that's one of the places we ran a marathon. I remember when we ran past it, we saw it. It's by the ABBA place, I think.
Yeah.
And we went there the next day, and it was for the rest of you. What the Vasa is this ship from the 1600s, and they had launched it, and I mean it was hours from launching, not even. It had left the port where it was at, and some waves caught it, and it tipped over and just went down. And that was back in the 1600s. So because of the pristine Swedish waters, ice cold, it was preserved at the bottom. And in the 70s, I think it was the 70s, some entrepreneuring guy or group went up there and they brought it back up and they reassembled it in the museum. And you can see the real ship, its dimensions and everything. It's an awesome thing to see. Just conceptually, that's what's awesome.
Yeah, I thought you were referring to the ski. We have a ski race calling the Vasaloppet, the Vasa run. But the ship, I've been there quite some times. I had a son who was through a rather heavy Pirates of the Caribbean phase, and I took him to see it's very interesting. It's the biggest flop in Swedish military history. The Vasa ship, because they made it for the honor of the Swedish king, and they loaded it with loads and loads of cannons, so it was too heavy, and it went off from port, and it just capsized or to one side. So in 1632, so it's quite some time. As you said, it's a big one.
It's quite large for its time, kind of like the Titanic, this big, huge marvel, and then all of a sudden it sinks.
And that's just about around the corner from the ABBA Museum. We haven't preserved those guys, but you never know.
I didn't go to see it, the ABBA thing.
No,
I like the Vasa thing.
Yeah, probably. I do as well. Saying you don't like ABBA in Sweden is sort of a cannibal sin. You don't do it, you get lynched.
Don't say it out loud, right?
What if you say it backwards?
Yeah, I do. So after about 2 beers every party, ABBA music starts pouring out the speakers. So you better run with the crowd.
They're back out again, aren't they?
Yeah. And I don't know what the perception has been, but everybody in Sweden more or less feels that the golden oldies is quite enough. So it's
keep it that way, right?
Yeah, we keep it the old way. But still, I'm going to say just one thing, Gregory. I'm actually selling one of my typewriters. The first one, I'm selling it off next week. Corona flat top for a friend. His friend caught a Rheinmetall for a bargain price, so he wanted to compete because they're sharing the same offices. So I'm sending him the Corona flat top, 1935. Nice. I got 2, so he's gonna get that one in middle of next week.
Very cool.
So, yeah, spreading them around the globe, around the city anyway. So that's about it.
Okay.
Yeah, nice to see you guys again.
You too, Dan, as always.
Yeah.
And I see Bob hard at work in his trailer.
Am I giving it away? I'm in the trailer. The mobile Emporium, Typewriter Emporium on wheels. That's what we decided to call it, because we just do so dang much in here. But yeah, it's going good. I had to do a fluid change on my excursion this morning. It was ready, so I changed the oil. Got some fresh coolant in there and water, And you know, all the good things. Check all the good things out. That's a fun part of being mobile. It's always pretty darn important to have your gear working well. I'm sure I mentioned it before. When I first got this trailer, I figured it would weigh just under a ton. Well, it weighs about a ton and a half, and I wish I
Oh,
would.
wow.
You know, they don't make things like they used to for a reason. Thank God. This trailer is just so dang heavy and, you know, so dang wide, and it's a lot of fun. Thank God I've got an excursion to pull it, but it's definitely a lot. So it'll always be consumables, oil, tires, you know, bearings, all the things, just trying to keep it open. But I think it's cheaper and easier than having a standalone. I see we got David on here. It's good to see you, David. Did you get to do a good spiel about Hermes too, I hope? Yeah. Oh, I think you're muted, sir. He's like, yes, I'm muted.
Yeah. You're muted, David.
Yeah, you're muted, David. We don't get to hear you. We see you talking.
I said, thank you, Bob.
Yeah,
I talk so much that I have to mute myself.
Oh.
That's good. Yeah, I always mute myself so people don't hear me banging around typewriters and
Yeah.
parts.
Yeah, I did spiel on virtual Hermans just earlier. I'm getting ready to create another post where I'm introducing the 6th or the 5th of the 9 breakout speakers. So doing that and just keeping everything rolling.
Yeah.
Typewriter beauty contest. I got to get information out this week on that. So
that's a good one. Yeah, I don't have any beautiful typewriters myself, but I did sign up to do the vendor thing, so I'm excited to see how that works out. I don't have much for sale online, so I think it'll be more of me just chatting about how I got into and how I operate my typewriter business. I have a few things for sale online, but not.
Yeah, I'm going to be swinging back to the vendor fair and pushing out some things on that next week again. So I've been pleased with the response so far. For the first time anything, I'm just trying it just to see how it works and whether it's viable. I don't know, but we'll see.
Well, you can imagine I'm really excited, as I'm sure everyone on here is excited. I'll tell you all, David was kind enough to take a phone call from me. And like all the good phone calls, I'm sure it lasted way longer than it should, but we had a lot of good stuff to talk about. So
excellent.
I enjoyed it.
Good to see you. And you're in your trailer. I can see that.
Yeah. I don't know if you've ever gotten a chance to see it. Yeah, this is where I do business. This is an old 1967 Ideal. It's 8 feet by, it's truly 8 feet wide by 16 feet long. It used to be a camper trailer. I pulled out all the camping stuff. It's really messy right now. You can see I've got these, but I got a bench over there by the door. That's where the table used to be. The kitchen used to be here where all the typewriters are on display. Of course, right now they're all in their cases and they're secured down with netting. I've got my parts for sale, and then I've got this is my actual workbench. I got my cup of coffee, got my label maker. I don't have a typewriter on the bench right now, which is good, but it's a double-sided bench. So I've got 2 sides to the bench. So I'm just sorting through stuff. I've got storage overhead here where they used to put the kids to sleep. The back area that used to be the bathroom is where I keep all the machines for repair and whatnot. That's back here. So that's my super secret private area. Anyways, it works real well. The problem is, of course, when I'm not set up, like I've got this really cool table. This is a table, and I love this thing because I can put a typewriter on one side and then I spin it for the customer, and I go, okay, well, here the typewriter does this, and it works.
Oh, that's a really great use of that. Yeah.
But then I've got this funny. The foam thing's not always on it. Of course, the foam comes off, but when I'm traveling, I keep the foam on it, so that because I end up laying it down. Everything has to be secure. I spend about $30 in material to secure everything. Per machine. So it's it's a lot more expensive than I thought it would be, but I think it's worth it because every machine has foam. There's a foam pad and it's secured down, and everything's set so nothing moves, and that's a lot harder to do than I ever thought humanly possible. But the trailer itself looks real good. I got a vent up there. I've got material on the wall. I had to do a ton of rebuilding, but I look forward to showing this off at Herman's at the vendors thing. I think the benefit is, of course, that instead of paying $2,000 or $3,000 a month for a standalone storefront, I'm paying $400 or $500 anytime I take it out, in gas and fees. But it's a lot cheaper. Right now, I'm going out twice a month. And I'm going to get on that street fair, Gregory, that they do down on Sunnyside.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to get there just so I have somewhere local. Come find me the first Saturday of every month down at the street fair. And that'll cost me X amount of dollars. But the good news is that if I show up to a place and there's not much going on, well, I've got my bench here. I've got everything I need here to do all the repairs I need to do. I just kind of set up and keep going. So as long as it's not super hot or super cold, the trailer works real well.
Yeah.
So I still find myself over in my garage, which is behind me. Obviously, the trailer is here parked in front of my garage, but I still find myself in the garage fixing on machines. And at first I thought that'd be a problem, but anything I can do in the garage, I can do. The only thing I can't do, of course, is like a wet cleaning of the typewriter, which I do behind the garage anyway. So, but I bet you I only wet clean maybe 1 out of 5 machines I service, that really need that service. Other than that, I can just kind of dry clean them. So anywho, I'm having a good time.
Excellent.
Yeah, thanks for asking. I love showing off my trailer. I've got hundreds of hours and thousands of dollars into it. I love showing it off.
Of course.
Listen, Bob, I wasn't even thinking that you'd need to secure everything down, but of course you would. But that's not something that when you said you were doing that idea that I even thought of. So kudos to you for figuring that all out. You'd have to.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and it was a big deal to figure out. Everything needs to be tied down. All the, I've got all the parts at my feet here underneath me. I was showing that off last week, how I've spent like an hour and a half thinking of what's the perfect size plastic bin that I need, and how many bins do I get? How many can I fit? And I built all this myself. So I know what all the sizes are, because initially, like where the bench here is where there was the table sleeper, of course, as in any camper. So all that came out, and I still have I've given away a pile of stuff. I still have a pile of stuff. Just all the, I took off 1,000 pounds out of this trailer and brought in 1,000 pounds of typewriters. So, it's kind of neat.
Fair trade.
Whatever it takes to bring the typewriters to the people. That's what it was. Myself, my services. And that's nice, because a lot of times people just bring machines and they're like, well, I haven't used it in a few years, and it just needs a dry cleaning and a little bit of lube and a ribbon, and they're good to go. And I can do that while they wait or while they go grab lunch. And it's an hour or 2 worth of work, and so it works very easily. So I'm excited to share about that service at Herman's. It's totally new. I have no idea where I got it from. I just didn't want to pay for a brick and mortar where people had to come to me. I like that I have the ability to go to them, because a lot of people don't know how to trailer things. A lot of people don't even know how to drive with a trailer. I do. It's something I've done my whole life, and I've done for work and well. So I'm combining my skills to provide this for the community, and I'll try it for a few years and see how it goes.
Sounds good, Bob.
Good to see y'all.
Good to see you as always.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah. All right. So we do have some YouTube comments. Let me share those real quick. Let's see here. It's this one. All right. So we have Invader Zim. Yes, live typewriters. My people, geeks and nerds unite. That is excellent. Robert S. says, hello, everyone. Hello, Robert. Invader Zim, man, I have a question. What's the best typewriters? I'm still a grasshopper. Yeah, it's that bad. But I'm seeking the best typewriters longevity and reliability wise. and I'm open to suggestions. Anyone have any input on that?
You get 40 suggestions now.
I know.
I mean, SM9, obviously, because that's
there you go.
That's going to be a good machine.
Yes.
Any decent brand, but the caveat is you really, it needs to be serviced to a professional level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't expect to find a Mercedes in a barn, and you wouldn't be able to drive it without first servicing it, even if it was a super well-made vehicle. The same thing with typewriters, right? Get one and get it serviced properly, and then it'll be reliable.
Yeah. How about standards versus portables?
Portables are stored in cases, and they're often in great condition because they've been stored in cases for many years, whereas a standard is open to the elements usually. So
that's true.
I have more often found portables in great condition than I have ever found standards in great condition.
That's a very good point. And see, I was thinking from the angle that, you know, the standards are generally built better, but then, I mean, that doesn't matter if it's been, you know, in a dusty garage or.
Yeah, then you run into Joe's barn find condition thing. So
yeah, yeah.
Whereas, you know, a lot of times portables, they just got stuck in a closet in 1962 and stayed there until grandma died, and then they got moved to the thrift store. Or
the other thing is that a lot of office full-size typewriters got thrown out because companies like IBM mandated that before they would sell them a Selectric, they had to throw out their old machines, and they would actually take them. They would offer to take them and destroy them. So there's less office machines out there than there are portables that were sold to, you know, individuals.
Wow,
is
the other thing.
That's
and you also need to consider that an office machine was probably used within an inch of its life.
Yep.
Whereas a portable probably got used to write a couple term papers and some letters, and that was probably it.
Yep.
But the office machines probably got serviced too. So
that's also true.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the question itself is kind of open to interpretation, because you could say, is he asking what is the best type of typewriter or brand of typewriter? And I mean, we're all kind of dancing around that. And you say
if we assume Ted's portable typewriters in a case will generally be in better shape, just from being stored in a closet, being protected, I would say get a medium size, a larger portable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because they're going to have more features than a smaller portable. We won't use the term ultra, but you know, a compact portable is going to have compromises that will be visible down the road more, right?
I recommend a Smith Corona Super 5 from the 50s for a portable typewriter for your first. They're generally great shape. You know, they don't need to all be sent to a typewriter mechanic for the most part. I mean, you got to know what you're looking for, but your mileage may vary, but that's my recommendation for a good first typewriter.
And I agree. And also, if you're interested in electric, get a 1950s or 60s Smith Corona electric, Type Bar electric. Those can be quite good if you need the ease of use of an electric. Those are great machines too.
And if you do that, watch Joe's videos.
Just watch them anyway.
Yeah,
watch them anyway. Yeah.
I was going to tell you guys that I'm sort of hogging the subject matter now, but I was down looking at thrift stores and looking at typewriters, and I found this Sears Constellation, which is actually a 6 series Smith Corona electric.
Oh,
but,
nice.
They had a number. Actually, I saw quite a few typewriters this weekend looking around, but I haven't been out for a while, and they're all way overpriced, including a late 60s Hermes 3000 for, okay, you guys will have to guess it. It's more than $200.
Oh,
go ahead. Let's have a guess. Let's have an auction. How much?
$350.
This is a pseudo antique thrift store. No, it's higher than $350.
$399.
Wow.
No, higher than that.
$600.
Higher than $650.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
$700. $700 effing dollars.
Is this U.S. prices?
It's U.S. Yeah.
No, it's an
Oh,
effing
it's not
dollars.
Canadian. It's not Canadian.
Oh yeah.
And it was
That's sad.
sitting
Is that
on a
Frank's?
typing table. It was, you know how the typing table has the wings that fold up? It was sitting on one of the wings. And a junkie, like, no offense, but like a Royal, whatever from the, like a low end Royal Signet or something, was sitting on the main part of the table. And I'm looking and I'm thinking, man, I would put that damn $700 typewriter in the middle, put the Royal out on the wing of the table. You know?
Oh wow.
You should ask him if it falls off the table if you can get a discount.
Oh yeah. But they did do a good job. Whoever owned it, they decorated the inside of the case with all kinds of nice like travel stickers and like quotes from different writers. You know, it was obviously somebody loved the typewriter, but yeah, that was just incredible. $700 for that.
Sad.
Wow.
So where'd you put it?
Yeah, I it's in the trunk of my car. My wife doesn't know about it yet. No. That is the one body style I don't have. I have the early 60s and I have the 70s, but I don't have the late 60s version. So but I'm not going to get it. That's too much money.
Yeah.
Yeah, no way. But I did see a number of 6 series electric Smith Coronas. So
Wow.
So anyway, the answer to the question is I would say get like you said, get a 5 series from the 50s or get a 6 series electric. They're plentiful out there, including a Sears or a Monkey Ward's. They branded them also, rebranded them. So
Yes, excellent. Then we have Snorkel Snot. I think in referring to, I think it was Brian Bopp was talking about the segment and wanting to clean it out. Snorkel Snot, I believe, is suggesting neutral. He says,
that might be Snorkel's Knot.
oh, is it?
I don't know.
I like Snorkel Snot better.
I think if you're a scuba diver, it's not. It's
Probably.
I've actually used Neutral back in the old VCR days. They make an industrial cleaner that's sort of probably at one time, or maybe it still is, based on trichloroethane, which used to be a very, very good solvent for degreasing.
Okay.
And then they took it off the market for consumers because it contained Freon and was maybe carcinogenic. But I think for industrial use, they still sell it, which is maybe what it is. You can buy it at electronic, supply shops and stuff.
Phoenix Typewriter uses it. And actually, I was able to order it off of Amazon.
Yeah. Does it work good, Diane?
I've only used it a couple of times. Most recently on my Smith Premier 3 that I was just trying to make get a type sample off of, but one of these rare warm days, meaning it got over 50 outside. So yeah, before the next bout of snow comes. But yeah, I've used it a couple of times, and obviously I'm outside with the garage door open. Not that that's great ventilation, but it's ventilation. So it got it moving. Yeah. After I cleaned it, and I've seen him do this. It's like he cleans something and then he puts it on strategic areas, and I kind of did the same, and so yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it was good.
Excellent. That's good to know. And then we have Douglas Jackson says, hello, folks. Have a great week. And hello to you, Douglas.
Have a great week yourself.
Yeah. So we're all caught up on those. Any more typing prompts or questions or comments, that sort of thing?
I've got a typewriter.
Oh, because I'm on 24 of 30.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gregory?
You're on the home stretch there. Yes.
Yeah. Gregory, meanwhile, I just caught up with a tiny thing I just want to show the group. Maybe we can have some kind of guess the spare part sort of a game, because I have this L.C. Smith kind of the flat top that I was talking to, and I saw in the case that this was attached. I don't know if you can see it.
Let me zoom
it's
in
a
on
screw. Yeah. It must be a spare screw of some sort. I don't know where it goes. It was
like where you took it apart and put it back together and had a spare piece, and you want us to tell you where it goes?
Yeah, no, it actually went in the cardboard. It's been hanging on a very brittle kind of rubber thingy, and this was going. This was. I found it in the case.
We see the backside of that screw. Is it a snap? What is that? The back.
It's a little bit.
Is it like
it looks like a body screw almost because it's very short. Like something.
Yeah,
that
say you're
holds
missing something on the bottom.
Yeah.
Might be. Could it be a spare, or is it? I haven't seen this kind of thing before with the cardboard and the rubber band and the.
Somebody probably did that when the screw fell out of the machine, and they wanted to save it, and so they probably just stuck it into a piece of cardboard and tied it on the inside in case they ever figured out where it went.
Also, some typewriters had shipping fixtures when they were first shipped from the factory.
Oh yeah.
But sometimes the shipping fixtures, people would save them, right?
Okay. Oh, I haven't been checking it too thoroughly, so I don't know where it goes, but it works. So it can't be
it's not an important screw.
No.
Well, I can find that out for a while. Yeah.
But it's
it will eventually become clear whether it's important or not.
Yeah, probably.
It's part of the provenance and history of the machine, probably. So I would.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I
just like trying to figure out where this spring goes.
I was just going to mention Diane has a similar issue.
It came out of this Olympia SG1 whenever I was trying to put this this little doohickey here on. This isn't made for this model, but now I'm happy it's on there. But I was trying to clean out some of the junk under there, and this came out. So I see I see a couple of places where it might fit. I looked on one of my other machines, and there's one that's there, and this one does not have it. So for right now, plastic bag, label it, and put it with the machine.
Safe. Keep it safe until such time as you figure out what exactly it does, which will become apparent before too long, probably.
my problem is I'm not very good with spring hooks, so I have to figure out, because it's pretty far back in there, the second one. So if I can figure out how to get it on one of the two posts and then stretch it to the other, that's the thing. So
you got a captive spring hook, or do you just have
I have a bunch of spring hooks.
Captain spring hook?
A captive one.
Oh.
Like the one that Bill M sent us.
Yes.
I don't know what a captive is. This a captive spring hook?
No, it would have a button on the back that you would push, and a little hook would come out.
Yeah,
it's spring loaded, so it holds on to
don't.
one end.
I don't have one of those.
That would make your life a lot easier. But
is it something that you can buy?
Yeah, they're on Amazon. Just look for captive spring hook.
Okay. Thanks.
No problem.
And thanks for your wonderful Olympia SG1 book.
The manual.
You're right in the middle of the typing prompt. My alignment on the capitals and lower cases went wonky, and I'm like, seriously? So I was screwing around, and I got it fixed. So
there you go.
Like I have like 6 or 7 lines where it's like the capitals here, and then everything else goes down, and then I'm like, okay, this is ridiculous. So I stopped and pulled it off and pulled the book out and was able to
get stuck in the stops.
Huh?
Did something get stuck in the stops? Like
I don't think so. I don't know. I can't really see anything that did. I just
you probably shook it loose.
Yeah, I was like, maybe it was just time they need to be redone.
Maybe it was that spring.
No. No, I had the machine was closed when that spring fell out. It was definitely on the right side of the carriage. So
wow. So when you sell a typewriter, just put a few extra parts in the case. Run the new owner crazy for 30 years.
Oh. Oh. All right. I believe Ted mentioned an unboxing.
Yes, I just got a typewriter in payment for my my work as a IT person.
Oh, cool.
on someone's typewriter or computer. So I have an unboxing. Does anybody want to guess what's in the box?
Chroma Calibri.
I haven't even seen it myself.
Optima.
It's
An
it's
Optima?
that East German case latch that's very Optima could be Optima Super.
Okay, let's see. I don't actually know. So
Optima Elite 3.
I got a surprise typewriter. I just told him whatever you got sitting around that you don't want anymore.
Royal Dark, maybe.
Oh,
Or a
look,
Voss.
it is sort of an Optima.
Yeah. Oh, an Aztec
It's an
700.
Aztec.
Nice. That's actually an Erica.
Oh, okay.
Erica 10.
An Erica. Ooh. How come it's got an Optima Super manual with it?
Interesting. Same machine.
All the same company.
Yeah.
There you go.
Different branding. Ted, you're gonna have to scan that manual and put it online.
I will. That's probably the first thing I'll do.
Very nice.
And it's a QWERTY. It's not a Quartz.
Yep. Well,
Yeah.
Aztec, I believe, was imported in the United States.
Yep.
Aztec 700.
It's got a nice big paint blemish on the top, so
It doesn't have a U.
I'll have a chance to.
You have to paint a U on there.
Yeah, the U has worn off.
So is that kind of silverish green?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
the same color as my
Chroma
Calibri.
Calibris.
Yeah, same
Mhm.
color as the Calibri.
Oh.
East
Nice
German
color.
green.
Yes.
Well, there we go. Oh, look. Oh, that's interesting. It's got a little knob on the side that opens up the top.
Oh, wow.
So, like, here we go. Get a picture of it. You flip this lever, and the top comes off.
Ooh.
Ted, and then when you open up the top, there's two little levers on both sides that
Mhm.
you use to remove it from the case. And so as you're holding it, you use your thumbs and you pull
Oh,
them
okay. I
forward.
see them.
Yeah.
You push them in or pull them forward?
I think you pull them towards you.
They don't go forward. So
Oh, is there a little red thing around it?
no, I just pushed them in and it
There
came
you
right
go.
out.
Okay, yeah, there you go. Perfect. It's a very cool system.
Yeah. All right. So I've got some fun to do. Trying out my new machine.
That's
Cool
exciting.
looking. I like the color.
Yep.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
I guess I've joined the Optima Club now.
Welcome. Welcome.
Which is better than the
Welcome.
Pestima Club.
Yeah. Don't be one of those pestimas.
Well, I know that Joe's got an Optima
Yes.
that he likes a lot. So I'm
Sort of caramel chocolate brown.
see, where's the carriage lock? There's the carriage lock.
I have a tuxedo Aztec 700.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Black and white?
Yeah, black bottom and white top.
So I'm curious what typeface you have there, Ted.
I'm curious too. I'm looking for the margins. There they are. There's the margins.
Do you have the bright green stuff on the inside of the lid?
Let's see.
It's, for whatever reason, they use this lime green.
Oh yeah, it's definitely got lime green on it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh wow, I would have thought
Yeah.
that would be
Oh, wow.
like someone did that afterwards.
No, they're all like that. For some reason, East Germans did have a sense of humor.
Mhm.
They were
That
in the
is a-
green movement before the green movement
Yeah,
started.
exactly.
That's a very bright green.
Very bright.
All right.
Interesting.
Oh, it looks like it's probably just a plain old pica.
Oh well, you can't win everything.
Oh, that's actually fine. I like that.
Okay, good.
It's got a nice clean type on it. Ooh, look at that.
New ribbon.
I don't know, but it's it
Wow,
sure
nice
prints
and dark.
nice.
Dark.
All right, and it feels nice.
We'll expect a blog article soon from you.
Oh, you're gonna get one.
Weapon of choice. Aztec Optima.
It's got a place for a sticker there on the hood too.
Yeah, I've got a sticker that I think I'm just gonna put right on there. Man, that looks like somebody poured some kind of solvent on there and it just ate the paint away. It's like,
Did the person you get it from, are they a typewriter person or?
yeah, he's a key snap.
Okay.
Another typospherean that lives, few blocks down from me. He's the closest guy I have.
So did he service that thing for you, or is it just sort of as is?
He said that it was a project and it's been in his storage for years.
Okay.
And because I was like, he wanted to pay me for installing Windows on his machine, and I'm like, I don't accept cash for that. He's like, I'll give you a typewriter. So he just pulled out whatever he had in storage.
Good for you.
Interesting. There's a lot of little knobs on here.
Like Christmas.
Yeah.
Christmas.
Oh, that type's nice.
Christmas.
Oh, yes.
I like it.
Pica.
Yep, just plain old pica. Anyway, so that's what I wanted to show off.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Very
I
cool.
think David, did David already do his unboxing?
No, he has his box ready, so we're gonna jump to him
Oh,
now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. This is coming from Germany. And I will tell you, it's a German typewriter.
There you go.
It looks well packaged so far.
German tape.
It'd be kind of disappointing to have an American typewriter come from Germany.
Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
Looks like somebody knew how to pack it pretty well.
That's great. Yeah.
And a piece of paper done in German. Yeah, got all my directions, phone number, and where to reach him.
Wow.
You guys seeing all this? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wife's gonna love this.
Do you have cats?
I know, I was thinking the same.
Yes. As a matter of fact, too many.
Wow, a lot of corrugated cardboard packing. That's good.
This is well done.
Yeah. My goodness. That bodes well.
Yes, that does.
Oh.
Do I need to put that camera down a little bit?
No, we're good. We're good.
Good?
Yeah, it looks good.
Well, there's the shape. I think that it's in a case.
It's a case. Looks like a case. I think I saw the handle through the plastic.
Yeah, that's a very square typewriter.
Yes.
So it's not an SG1.
No, it's not an SG1. I'm excited about this. I actually saw one of these at Mark and Christina Albrecht in Florida. They had a large collection that they recently sold. And I saw this, and I love logos. And I fell in love with the paper table, the paper rest, because the logo was on the paper rest. If that gives you any other indication of what it might be.
Remington.
Mercedes?
Olympia?
No. Been looking
Capel.
Underwood.
Been looking for one for several years and just never found one that I really, thought was a quality one until this one came up. This is my Christmas present to myself. So
I think Olympia's had them on the back.
Santa brought it.
The case looks like the kind of case that came with the what is it?
Plana?
Yeah, Triumph Norm 6 and
Ooh,
and the other one, the Voss, both had that same style case.
A little bit round.
Probably made in the same factory. The cases were, I'm guessing.
Looking for it.
I'm gonna bet it's a Continental.
Nope, not a Continental, but I'm going to cover up.
Oh,
It's
classicer.
Look at that case.
Wrong about the case.
Wow.
That's wonderful.
Didn't say it was wood.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, that's lovely.
Most of us are out of our element now.
Way out.
You don't
Look
have
at
to show us
that
the
key, too.
typewriter. The case is enough.
That looks like a skeleton key.
It is a key. I will. How about if I do a guessing game here? There.
Mignon?
No.
Interesting.
Too short for Mercedes.
Mark's toy typewriter.
Mark's-
Ooh, getting close. Mark's is kind of close. I suppose this key needs to go in there, yeah.
It's an M. It's an M.
Oh,
The months. Oh.
Meteor.
Meh, meh, meh.
Not a meteor.
No.
A Mepis?
Map.
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 Mep. Meppo.
it's a MERS.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that.
Yeah, we were so close.
Yeah, that
That's
was definitely
beautiful.
something I was gonna guess.
Yeah, it was right on the tip of my tongue.
That's a cool looking typewriter for
That
sure.
is amazing.
Wow.
Very well packaged too, which is great to see.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I like the way the keyboard is lined.
Yeah.
This was what drew me to it.
Oh,
look
How
at
cool is
that.
that?
oh man.
That is so awesome.
Oh,
Wow.
so incredibly
Yeah.
delicate.
Yeah.
Don't
It
have
is
to
Yeah,
very-
but gonna be a dozen people looking for them on the internet this week.
Yeah.
From what I gather, and this is what concerns me about it, it's heavy because it was made with probably the heaviest gauge steel, but the internals are a lot of aluminum.
Huh.
So they say that aluminum has broken down on some, over time. So I really don't know. I did see a type sample, so I'm assuming that this will work.
Hopefully it doesn't break when you type on it.
Now you need to return it because it doesn't have matching spools.
This is the original spool, though. I will say that. And it looks like it's definitely has a carriage lock somewhere, but I'm afraid I don't really understand it enough yet.
Where's the manual?
Just don't
Mine came
pull
with a
anything
manual.
too hard.
Check typewriter database, Dave.
Yeah.
I don't think we've got that one.
I bet you don't.
There's a
number
strip lock
two.
here. Definitely.
Just need a mallet.
Yeah.
A
What's it
mallet.
say on the very front at the on the front decal?
This one?
No,
By the
further
space
down,
bar.
beneath the space bar.
Oh, underneath the space bar. It is the works that is made in Frankfurt. It's number
Oh.
2. I also like this. The space bar has like a ridge. It's not a smooth top. I don't know whether I can get it up here so you can see that.
Chrome lined.
Yeah, that's nice.
Wow.
Oh, that's cool.
It's got a ribbed
Textured.
top to it.
Oh, yeah.
That
So it's
rubber.
like, it's like a big key top.
Almost, yeah.
Yeah.
And
We
there's
can't
kind of
see
what's
it.
locking
You're
it
too
down.
high.
Oops.
Oh, there's
There we
something
go.
There
under
we go.
That's what's locking it down. So that little gauge on the side.
Can you pull
that-
it forward?
Yeah, that looks
I
like a hook.
tried, but
Looks like there's paper or something under it.
yeah. And then there's the back,
Down.
very open in the back.
Down.
Down, sorry.
Left.
Look at all them
Wow, that thing
gears.
is very heavy.
You can see the
Yes.
escapement from the back.
That's beautiful. I
Anyway.
can see why they protected it so well with the wooden case.
Wow.
Let me give this a whirl while you guys go on, and I'll see if I can get it unlocked here.
You have to say the magic word to unlock it.
Yeah.
There you
Speak,
go.
friend, and enter.
Gazoon tight.
Anyway, it looks just as beautiful as I had imagined it. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
that
it
is.
is. It's very beautiful.
yeah.
That is gorgeous.
And thank you for doing the unboxing live like
Hey,
that.
no
That is
problem.
That was
amazing.
Fantastic.
Oh, I got the left one down. It's a squeeze and pull back.
Ah.
Here we go.
There you go.
Hey,
What's the
Yeah.
typeface?
Drawband work.
Ooh, very seized up. Very, it needs a lot of cleaning.
Is it that paper that was underneath it clogging up the?
I don't think so. But it could be, there could be some paper under there. No, I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
It's, there's a key that works. It looks like it's gonna need some cleaning, let's put it that way.
Well, we know what your entry for the beauty show is going to be now.
Yeah.
Nah, I won't enter. But y'all be thinking about what you're gonna enter though.
Yeah.
How much
Yeah,
RAM does it
yeah.
have?
I think Anthony should enter his typewriter.
If it's not Fractor, I'm going to be disappointed.
Oh, wouldn't that be super cool if that was? Oh my God.
I have
What
a-
about
I have a-
criteria?
I have a Fractor Erica M downstairs that it is beautiful. It's a beautiful typewriter, and it types really. Yeah, this
That
is
is a stunning machine.
extensive cleaning, but hey, I have plenty of time.
No, you need to get it working right here now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Watch
you have
you do
about
it.
you have about 35 minutes left, so
Yeah, we'll watch it silently.
Do I bring out the gasoline on this one? This one may get the gasoline treatment.
Lighter fluid, Zippo.
There you go.
Less
Okay.
chance of damaging paint and stuff.
So the name is MERZ, I guess, MERZ.
Yeah, merge.
MERZ.
So it's not Mertz like Fred and Ethel Mertz. There's no
Oh.
T. in there.
There's no T.
Right.
Not the I Love
Yeah.
Lucy
But
typewriter.
They wanted
this
to call
would
it a
be.
Merc, but that name was taken. So they had to change it from a Merc to a
I
Merc.
would say that this is an Ethel, wouldn't you?
There you go.
Yeah, it's an Ethel.
Named it already.
Yep.
There you go.
Very cool.
I've never been able to name typewriters or
Me neither.
inanimate objects in general.
Me neither.
Yeah, I don't do that either. I don't name them, but it does look like an Ethel Mertz.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that was fantastic.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Very
Good to see there
nice.
was- good to see there
Very
was very
nice.
well packed.
Dave,
I
hope you got
know.
something coming for next week's unboxing.
Yeah, you're gonna have to top that one.
Yeah.
No. That's
Oh boy. Lynn, how are you doing?
Lynn.
Hi.
Hello.
Joining late. I got a new typewriter too, which has been months.
Oh, are you ready to
There's a,
share it?
yeah, sure. There's a guy down in Minneapolis. I went down there the other week, and he had lots of stuff for sale, but I kind of like this one. It's Triumph.
Oh.
Cream soda and cream.
Yeah, it's very, very nice condition. Types like Dream. Has a very attractive typeface too.
It's got the
Yeah.
pebbled key tops. It's a de jure, so it's an American import. It's awesome. Those are the best of the Triumphs.
Wow.
Ah. Well, that's good to know. I also got to play around with a Hermes rocket he had. But I just couldn't go 200 for a rocket. That was just not that's a weird little machine. I'm just not onto it. So, but I've been enjoying the Triumph. I got a couple letters off of it, and it's a nice typer. Reminds me a bit of the action of a torpedo. I guess it's all German. So
Excellent. Cappy?
No, Snappy.
Oh, Snappy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense.
Snap, it does have carriage. It does have carriage lift, so it's a little more strenuous.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
get used to that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Build up your muscles.
I like Olympias too, to some extent. But this is kind of fun. Very pretty little thing.
Yeah, consider entering that in the beauty contest.
Yeah, sweet.
Sorry about that.
You stepped on someone?
I moved a chair and I accidentally I must have put it on her. I don't know. I didn't mean to. I have a question for you who really shine up. I don't know if any of you really shine up your typewriters or not. And I don't know if you can really see this. Is that, I'm not even sure what it is. I'm guessing maybe it's varnish.
Yeah, varnish oxidation.
Does that shine up at all or not?
Oh yeah, but I don't know how to do it. If you look on are you a part of the typewriter maintenance group on Facebook?
Yeah.
You might check the let's see, there's a pinned post about
that Rebel
finishes and stuff.
project.
Yeah, the Rebel project thing, and I think he uses Renaissance wax for that sort of thing.
Oh.
So I don't know if you can get a hold of that, but I think that's what he uses for that sort of polishing delicate enamel like that.
Oh. Because I have another spot, which it might be the same thing. Sorry, hold on. My desk is cluttered with standards. Can you believe it?
That's unlike you.
They must, because I've got 3 Smith Premiers and an Olympia SG1 up here. Like, I have no desk space. The trick is trying to get them out without banging them on each other. Oh, and I even got the right side. I'm thinking this is the exact same thing. This right here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's some rust going on, but I can't do anything about rust.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway.
Well, I've had some good success with paste wax. I think it's Polt who said he only uses like a paste wax.
I have some of this.
No, I wouldn't use it.
I have some of this.
No.
I have some of this.
Yeah, that's the stuff. And what you do is like use a white cloth, just rags, and it takes forever. But if you do it just kind of square inch by square inch, you can make it shine up like it used to be. But it's really intense. I've done it on a flatbed Royal 5 and a Royal 10, and it really does work. But man, some of these, 100 years of grime, it takes time.
Well, and yeah, there's plenty of grime on these things, so.
But it's just using a rag and just keep swapping it out, so you use the clean, you just keep using clean and get more wax. And
oh, okay. Is Bob still on?
Yes. Yeah, no, I totally agree. Things like that, every so often, if it didn't have that gold leafing around the edge, I would have just used some Brasso, like one slight coat of like Brasso and then like 3 coats of wax. But because it's got that gold edge, I would just, get the wax going and a toothbrush and, see if you can scrub it first and then give it a good wipe and scrub in. Because what you're trying to do is change the outer coat of the paint. And
oh, okay.
The wax is good at doing that. The wax is also good at building up a layer. If you just really work it with the wax, you should get a pretty darn good result. And then once you get a pretty good result, give it a coat or 2 of wax. So you'll end up with 3 or 4 coats of wax on it.
Oh, okay.
Which isn't a big deal. The problem is you'll go to grab the machine and pick it up and it's so waxy, the machine will try to fall out of your hand. Don't ask me how I know that. I've never dropped a machine doing this. However.
Yeah, I was saying these things are not light. I don't. Care is
Well,
always needed.
this is my toothbrush specifically for my wax. You know, I've got my toothbrush and my wax, and this toothbrush only does wax. And I just get it on, and you just start working it, and don't be afraid to spend 10 minutes at it. And you get going that, and then you start wiping and buffing, and you'll probably get a really good result with just wax. Turtle wax does make a good like cover up. There's also like a new finish, that you can use sometimes to kind of work through that. Oh, Scratch Doctor.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've seen that.
But you got to be real careful with this stuff.
Yeah,
I wouldn't use
be
it
careful.
anywhere near the gold leaf. Just don't even touch the gold leafing with it.
Yeah, well,
Right.
this really isn't gold leaf. It's just pinstripes, but still.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll come off. Look at his
Yeah.
sweat.
Right. And I wanted to ask Bob if you've ever seen a touch regulator like this. It's
No, what machine is that again?
Smith Premier number 3.
Number 3, yeah. I have one of those, and I haven't gotten to dive into it yet. I've never gotten to repair one for a customer. But yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I see this touch regulator is in the manual, but this is the first one I've actually come across that actually has it. They don't all have it.
Right. Right. Yeah, those, the machines were very much made to be adjusted, which is nice because you can adjust it on the fly, but you have so many adjustments that the machine will very easily fall out of adjustment, right? It was very much the American ideology, similar to a Cadillac. Cadillacs were made to employ and keep the mechanics fed. So you may have a Cadillac machine, and that's the benefit of the European machines. They're not made so much to keep the mechanics fed.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, that whole American ideology of let's give it lots of points to be adjusted. Oh, the downfall is they have to be adjusted often and keep,
Yeah, I right now it's stuck, and I have not been able to loosen it. So it's one of these things that maybe with some patience, when it warms up, I can get something in there to help. But right now, no.
Yeah. Well, a good penetrating oil. I mean, I like Tri-Flow. I'll use that, but I'm never afraid to throw. You can throw a bit of alcohol in with like a sewing machine oil, do like a 50-50 mix. You let that sit overnight. It should be okay. Alcohol is really good to that paint. It doesn't hurt the paint. So half
Okay.
alcohol. Yeah, half alcohol, half sewing machine oil. And believe it or not, the lube that I use, my sewing machine mixture, is a mixture of sewing machine oil and alcohol. And it depends on the precipitation in the air. On how much alcohol to sewing machine lube I'll use.
What precipitation? It's dry as a bone.
Usually,
It's like, right now the line space mechanism is also seized up.
Yeah.
And it's very much.
Yeah.
It's very much seized up. It's like I'm currently aware that somebody online is selling a top and a carriage for a Smith Premier 3.
Right.
Which I've considered getting in case I can't get this one unseized, but just because it's one of the longer carriages, and it's just not found as often as the 2 and the 4 are found pretty much everywhere. Well,
yeah,
pretty much everywhere, but they're the most common.
And it's not. I give you a ton of credit because I could not. I had a machine last week that I had soaking in oil for about 2 weeks trying to get it to move. It was an Underwood number 5, and it was from New York and had been in a few floods, and I could not get in. And it wasn't. I couldn't get the machine to move, which was fine. I could take it apart. I couldn't take it apart. All the screws were seized. I mean, I couldn't get. I've got a lot of mechanical experience. If I can't get it, I don't think it can be had. So I just had to tell the customer this machine isn't going to work again. And they were very polite, and they still set it up for me. The machine had been owned by someone who was famous, so I was able to just kind of clean it up and have it something that they can put on a shelf and put a card in front of it or put it in a museum or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Owned by
unfortunately,
so-and-so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it'll never operate again.
Yeah.
And I could not get any of the screws to turn.
Yeah. That's when they're far too gone. Yeah.
Yeah. And you guys on the East Coast deal with a totally different rust process of things rusting than we do here on the West Coast.
Well, I'm in the middle.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, yeah. So the Midwest is really different.
It's
Yeah.
pretty humid there, though, right?
What?
It's pretty humid there, though, right?
Oh yeah, it is. It really is.
Right. Right. So it's totally different. Here we have, if you're on that side of the canyon, well, if you're 10, 15 miles from the ocean, you're going to have ocean rust, which that is bad, but not as bad as East Coast humidity.
Yeah.
Snow, ocean.
Well, we have the Mississippi River and the Missouri River. The confluence is right here. So we get all the weird weather you can imagine, and you name it, we have it. Earthquakes, tornadoes, but
right.
But yeah, it's humid, and in the summer it's that miserable kind of, you open the door and you walk outside and you feel like somebody's throwing a wet blanket over you. It's miserable. And in the winter, well, we get that really wet snow or whatever, and it's like that's equally miserable. Or it's so dry, it's just dry right now, it's dry as a bone, and everybody has cracked lips, and my hands are like dry. I can go through quite a bit of lotion right now, but
yeah, I guess we're pretty lucky like that here in Southern, but we've got dust. Gregory and I are always fighting dust like you wouldn't believe. The winds picked up really bad last week, so you dusted everything, and then 2 days ago they picked up a little bit again and left a fresh layer of river. We call it the river. I call it the riverside. Close the door, don't let the riverside in. But
yeah, that's why I need a bunch of these that are bigger, that can fit over these standards.
Yeah. Well, and that was my big inspiration to putting those out. Just trying to keep the riverside off of everything I own. Oh well.
I want to be sure and say hi to Indro. We haven't spoken to Indro in quite some time.
Indro.
Yeah.
No, but I was there a lot.
I know.
No, it's all right. It's all right.
How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm doing better though. I was having Corona, so.
Oh no.
It's Omicron, so we all got it here.
Wow.
Today there were, I think, 80 or 85,000 positives, which is a lot for us. That's a record every day.
Wow.
Yeah, and my wife had it, my daughter had it, I had it. My wife had a booster, but she still got it after 1.5 weeks when I was just fine. So it helps because it's not as bad as that I had it, but it's all right. It's like a flu, but it's different than a flu. So I was for a week, tired, go work or whatever, and now I'm really, that's all right.
Yeah. You turned into a robot a little bit there, but
all right. I was getting something. I don't know what. All right. Something about my internet. I used it a lot today.
Oh,
I was watching the Daytona 24 hours.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, before I forget, because I think it's going to finish soon. I got a new typewriter today. I picked it up in, what was it, Rotterdam? Let me close this one up. But it's there's something with it. Actually, it's my second IBM. I'll show it to you. Hold on one sec. Can you see it?
Your picture's frozen right now.
Still?
Yeah.
Is it still frozen?
It says your bandwidth is low.
Turning on my Wi-Fi should help. Still,
Yeah. Darn. Oh, did we lose him altogether now? Oh, yep. I'm sure he'll log back in, but I have to say, looking at the grid view here, it's wonderful seeing like everybody, like we have people typing, we have people with their headgear on, we have people in their trailers. We have
Joe's
we
late
have Joe
metering
playing
his
with
tape
toys.
dispenser.
Yeah, there you go.
Is there anything special about keyboards that have like $ and pound keys, as in like British pound key?
Those are often Canadian.
Oh.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. We sort of were a mix back in the day because we were between you guys and, you like to push yourselves around, and we descended from the British side too. So we were in flux.
There you go.
Oh, okay, because that's what this SG1 has.
Oh, is it made in Canada on the back? Does it say, or?
I don't think so.
The big silver plate, usually one might say Toronto Don Mills.
I don't know.
The famous Don Mills.
Says made in Germany.
Okay.
By Canadian?
Intercontinental Trading Corporation.
Okay, so it's an ITC.
That's a
import.
U.S. importer.
So it probably was a Northern Border machine that for a company that probably did a lot of trade with Canada.
Oh, I see.
Because those were imported into New York through ITC.
Oh, I see. Yeah, it has a 1 key.
Or ICT.
And I guess it's just normal pica as far as I know, but it's got that pound key 1.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing special about it. It has no
paper injector.
Thank you. Yeah, it has no paper injector. That's the other thing. And then it's got that big huge paper table.
Mm-hmm.
Which you may or may not be able to see, but
yeah, that's a unusual one.
It's a big one.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen there's at least one other one on the database.
Oh, for the big paper table?
Yeah, the big paper table.
That seems sturdier than the one that normally comes on them.
Well, if I look, there's kind of a crack, but it's underneath the metal that's holding it, so it hasn't come out. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's there, but I try to keep it down so that some crazy cat who decides to jump on it. I also try to keep it in a spot where they don't jump on it.
Revenge for rolling over them with a chair.
What?
They're going to take revenge for you rolling over them with a chair.
No, well, that's the thing. I didn't roll. It's like this. This is not a roll chair. It's a folding chair. So it's like I scooted back and I must have caught a piece of fur or something. I don't know. I can't tell.
Oh boy,
that's not as bad as when you get a folding chair and you have a pug that has a long lolling tongue coming out of his mouth.
Oh,
my mom had one of those dogs, and he managed to get his tongue caught in the pincher part in the back of the folding chair.
Oh, ouch!
Like someone sat down and it wasn't quite closed, and
poor guy.
For some reason the dog had his tongue in it.
Ouch!
And, that was he was in very much pain. But
yeah, well, she seems okay, and she's the oldest, so she's not going to be getting revenge on me or jumping on anything because she doesn't jump on things anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, she'll be 21 here shortly.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
So Diane, have you had your cats take revenge on you before?
I have one that likes to, I think. I choose to think that he doesn't, but I think I know better.
Well, at least he permits you to live in the house with him.
Yeah.
Yes. It's like, no, I don't want to go back to where I was. That was a piece of crap.
Oh.
I would say worse things about it, but I know Joe's already heard me go on about that. So I would go on about that in my letters, so I will not go about, I won't say that in public, so.
All right, we do have Indro back. Welcome back, Indro.
Yep, here I am.
Yes, much better.
Yeah, some internet things, but it's all right
Yeah.
now.
Okay, you have something to show us?
Oh yeah, I have to turn this camera. No, it was all right. You see this one?
Yeah,
That's an IBM Selectric 2.
Oh.
I think it's a 13-inch. Or is it 15? I don't know. We don't have inches.
Yeah.
I think true. 15 inches, about 45 centimeters or something. 40, something like that. I'm not sure. But stuck. It's frozen stuck. And it makes a noise when I turn it on.
Oh, yeah.
So, the thump, 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 thump thing is bad. That means your center hub is cracked.
Oh, that's not good.
I thought so. That's that one down there in the middle, right?
Yeah, it's super common on those.
Yep.
Isn't there somebody in the States that's manufacturing metal center hubs now?
Yeah, Clark Hinson on the Golf Ball Typewriter Facebook group. He makes aluminum ones that you can get, and they're basically indestructible. So,
wow.
I think it's like $35. That might be the wholesale price, but yeah, he has them 3D printed and he sells them.
Wow.
All right.
So,
yeah.
I don't know about shipping to the Netherlands, but
yeah.
I thought so. I thought it was the hub, but I have to get some more light. I have a light here, but hard to find.
Yeah, generally, if take a look at it, and if the crack goes all the way through, then you're kind of screwed. But if the crack doesn't go all the way to the end, you can still like do what Phoenix Typewriter does. Is he takes a little key ring,
and he
melts it into the hub, and it keeps that crack from expanding.
Yeah.
But if you hear that thump thump, it usually means the crack's already gone all the way through.
Yeah, but I don't understand why the carriage is stuck to the left.
Because it's gummy.
It was really.
Selectrics need to be super duper cleaned before they'll work right.
Yeah, I have another one. That one is clean. I cleaned it, and but the metal wire to turn the golf ball is broken. So I'm waiting for that one. It's coming in next week. It's pretty easy to replace.
Yeah.
A little filly, but so one of those wires that moves the head is broken.
Oh, okay. So the rotate tape or the tilter rotate. Yep, those are fun. Probably finding a 13-inch one is not so easy.
Well, the other machine is a 15-inch.
Oh, okay. That's easier.
So that
That's
one,
way easier.
It's easier. It's coming in next week.
All right. Well, good luck.
Yeah, I have to get the hub out and see what happens, what it is. Maybe I could fix it, or maybe I'll take the hub out of the other one, because this is a number 2. This one has the eraser tape, and the other one doesn't have.
Oh, okay. So it's correcting.
Yep. So I prefer this one. So probably I'll fix this one up, and then we'll see what happens.
Very best of luck. You'll need it.
I wasn't a big fan of those machines, and I remember my mother had one at her work, and she was really, really fast on it. And but if you dive into it a little bit, it's quite interesting mechanics.
Oh, yeah, it's a fascinating machine.
Yeah, exactly. So I thought, like, well, if I see one, I'll get it. So, and this one was only 25 euros, so it's really, really cheap. So we'll see what happens if I can fix it. Oh, and before I forget, is Joe still here? I think so.
Yes.
No, I sent him, I think 5 weeks ago, an email, because I watched his episode with the Corona battery powered Corona. His friend has one,
Yes.
And I was asking in that email if you could ask your friend what the dimensions of that, how do you call it?
The battery pack?
No,
belt.
the belt.
The belt,
exactly.
okay.
Because the machine's all fine. It's brand new. It looks like brand new, but it's missing the belt.
So someone had inquired about that same machine, and I forwarded the message to Kevin, and he actually responded. And I don't know if it was you or not, but several people have asked about it. I'll try to find the email and forward it to you, Indra. Do I have your email?
Yep.
Okay, I'll go look for it. Yep, I'll go see if I can.
There's no way to find them. They're nowhere.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about getting it fixed, making a belt with a company or whatever that makes belts. So I need the dimensions of the tooth and the whole belt.
Yeah, I think what we were using was round O-rings, and they work for a while. You know, they're not ideal,
that machine
but
is a
they
different
work.
belt.
Yeah.
It has one single belt with tooth on it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. The other one is easy. The other Coronas are easy with the O-rings, the big ones.
Yep.
All right. Thanks.
Sure. I'll try to find the email and forward it to you.
Nice.
Hey,
So,
Ted,
yeah.
what's your new typewriter typeface?
It looks like it's a Pika. It looks kind of like the Pika that comes on letter of 32s.
I'm not familiar with that.
It's kind of, the J is very distinctive. Yeah, it looks like a kind of a very late 50s, early 60s Pika for that's common on a lot of European machines.
Oh, yeah, it's kind of blurry in that view you have of your machine.
Oh yeah, that's part of that is because the ribbon is really inconsistently inked. So some of it is light and some of it is like really splotchy. So
Oh, okay.
let's see, like you can see if I can pull it up. There we go. And you can kind of see where it says 1960 at the top there.
No.
Aztec 700. That's where it gets really splotchy.
I could just barely make it out.
Yeah.
You think somebody tried to re-ink that ribbon?
Maybe. I don't know. It looks pretty new. It doesn't have any real wear on it.
Oh.
But so I would guess that it's new. But it's just inconsistently inked.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, metal spools. Nice. That makes me happy.
Of course.
The small things in life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice.
All right. Yeah, so I'm saying how I was jealous about Joe Van Cleve's Optima Super.
Oh yeah, now you have.
And now I have one.
There you go.
Basically. So I'll scan this manual in for you.
Thanks.
And send that to you. Or send it to, I guess I'll send it to Richard Polt so you can put it on his
there you go.
site.
There you go. Yeah. Yep.
All righty.
So, Gregory, I was going to just briefly show this and then get off here, but this is my little sketch on how I'm going to have to hook up the camcorder through my VCR to my black and white TV right there. Next week, hopefully I can do that. Oops, wrong side. There you go.
There we go.
There you go.
I love that self-portrait.
Yeah, I know. That's how I'm going to do it right there.
Excellent. Very cool.
Okay. I'll see you guys next week.
See you, Joe.
Yep.
so
Bye,
much,
Joe.
Thanks.
Good, Joe.
Goodbye,
Joe.
Goodbye, Ted.
One of the popular manufacturers of VCRs was JVC.
Yes,
There
I
you
know.
go.
Oh yeah.
I know. They were actually the patent owners of VHS.
Oh.
Now, for extra credit, you get to tell me what JVC stands for.
Joe Van Cleve.
Besides that,
Japanese Victor Company.
yes, you get the extra credit. Very good, David. Thank you.
Thank you.
I had before I forget, last week I was there and I had a question for Joe.
Okay.
Maybe I can ask it. You have a daytime job, right?
Yes.
Do your colleagues know that you collect typewriters?
Oh,
use
yes,
them?
yes, oh, yes.
They all know.
I tell you a funny thing, my boss knows certainly, and he jokes around about, we have this like recognition system at work where if somebody recognizes you, you get $10 credited to a little gift card and you can go spend it somewhere. And so anytime I get recognized for something, he always says, Joe has more typewriter money.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
But do your colleagues like follow you on YouTube? Do they know you have a YouTube channel?
They know I have a YouTube channel. They're not interested in typewriters mostly, but this has been really funny. People talking about, if you work at a high-tech computer company, why do you play around with typewriters? And the way I've justified it, okay, is if you type a one-page text file, it maybe consumes less than 10 kilobytes of memory, okay? If you type one and scan it as an image, it takes about half a meg or a megabyte of memory. So actually, typecasting uses more data on the internet, and therefore it brings more business for us, because we build server chips and all this stuff. Probably a company you might have heard of, but anyways.
If you've got good intelligence.
It's intelligence, yes, yeah, and that's always questionable, actually. But anyways, so yeah, that's how I justify the typewriter thing. Is it requires more bandwidth to pass the same amount of information.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, I will see you guys next week.
All right, see you, Joe.
Yeah.
He's gone, is he? It sounds like there's an opportunity there for Joe to do some proselytizing in work, that there aren't enough people interested in typewriters. You have some work to do before you leave that place.
Oh, that's right. That's what I do. Yes, I do. I'll have to do my job here. Maybe I'll leave some cards laying around somewhere. Some typewriter porn, type.
Oh, and we're losing his signal.
See you next week.
Okay. Thanks, Joe.
Or somewhere on YouTube or on my blog. You
Yeah,
guys have a great week.
You too.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
All right. So, any other typing prompts or questions or comments?
Ooh, it's 1:30.
Gregory, if I might ask,
of course.
Where might I get a copy of the manual for the Adler special? Does anybody know?
Would that be on Richard Polt's site?
Yep, there might be there. You'll have to take a look. Type in typewriter manuals.
Polt.
Polt.
Yeah, typewriter manuals. Polt is usually the fastest way to get there.
And the website address will have Xavier in it.
Polt. Oh yeah, okay. I'll have a look there. Yeah, thanks very much.
Yeah, he has a bunch on there. So,
and even if you don't find that exact one, I mean, it's the same typewriter basically as the Triumph, and so there might be similar ones. Just look around the companies that were all part of that group.
Yeah, you can also look for a universal,
the Adler
like an Adler Universal manual will probably have all the same functions in it.
Hey, there is an Adler special manual, but
Perfect.
it is in German.
Oh,
hope you can read German.
Lost
translating.
Maybe the pictures will help.
Yeah, pictures.
Yeah, just look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Well, if you have it might be a bit much, but if you have the Google Translate app, it has the camera feature where you can hold it there and it'll translate it live. Of course, for a whole manual, obviously that's not going to be practical. But if you see the area of the manual that interests you, that might be a temporary solution. Yeah. So
brilliant.
Yeah.
Sounds Star Trekian.
I know, huh?
All right, I'm going to say goodbye. See you, everybody.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thanks,
Sean.
Thanks, guys. See you next week.
All right.
Bye, Sean.
Next week.
Bye.
All right.
Yeah, I think I'm going to take off as well.
Okay, well, maybe this is a good place to end it, unless anybody else has any last minute questions or anything. Otherwise, we'll go ahead and end.
I still have 5 more facts, so I'll just have to post my
Okay.
typing prompt online. I can't come up with anything.
Okay.
Yeah, post
that'd
it
be
in
great
the
if-
photo gallery of the TypePal site, and then he'll send
Thank
you a
you.
sticker.
Yes. Diana already has one, and I know Ted has one posted. I forget who else posted in there, but yeah. If you post it in the gallery on the website, you can get a TypePal sticker, and those will be going out very soon, actually. So, yeah. All right.
Did
well,
you get my letter, Greg?
how long ago did you send it?
1.5 weeks, I think.
Okay.
Could be.
Not yet then. Not
All
yet.
right.
Yeah.
All right.
I will look for it though, definitely. Very cool. All right. Well, Ted's gonna do our little outro here with his typing, and
Oh, that's right. I forgot to turn off my
It's okay.
my.
It's okay. All
You
right.
have to
Well,
guess
thank
what
you
you're
so much,
typing.
everybody. And we'll see you next week.
See you next week.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
Fun.
Bye.
Have a great week.
Thanks, you too. Bye.